Get live before we start recapping. Okay. Okay, now we're live.
Nancy shows up in town and gets arrested
Get him.
on the fucking spot.
Get the horser.
Oh no.
Our horses aren't safe.
Speaking of horses, we got attacked by the Sandpoint Devil.
Yeah, we did.
Now we like tinfoil hatters because we keep talking about it.
Well,
I don't know about this Wii business if I'm talking about it, but
yeah, I was about to say, the only one that's actually brought it up, I think, was Motocar. We just joined in on the charade.
You can add a tinfoil hat to your inventory, Motocar.
We got released from prison. We started divulging all of our notes to the jailer that doesn't believe us.
He's not a jailer.
We gotta go talk to the Hall of Virtues.
Yep. In order to submit our case to see if we can get access to Foxglove's property.
I still don't think we should tell him about Foxglove's property.
Didn't we already?
I don't. No.
We told the guy, but we didn't. He doesn't know where it is, and we just mentioned something about it.
Remember, you talked to a rather important individual of the city.
Yeah, Sergeant.
Lieutenant.
His name was Lieutenant.
I have my notes. Hold on, let me look at my notes.
Okay. That's one of my favorite jokes, by the way.
Lieutenant Leacott.
Yeah.
His name is Lou, and he's a tenant of the town.
He's a rentoid. Wait, why'd you guys get arrested, though?
Because Jekno was very boldly wearing the Sahedron necklace that we picked up from
And they
Foxglove's
thought
house.
we were murderers.
I had to pat him down first. Yes.
Yeah, Jekno got touched and then assaulted an officer.
I did not assault an officer.
I know, but
Glad nobody panicked.
in my mind, I pretended you did because I thought it would be.
Magnimar almost showed his true colors and ran away.
What?
Remember? You wanted to run away or behind a building and come back as one of the guards.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I
and
briefly considered going invisible, but then I decided against it because that would be a bad idea.
Quote unquote,
I was
any and all
running
spell casting will be met
Yeah.
with lethal force.
I wasn't running away to be a coward. I was running away to be someone that could save everybody.
He's fucking with you, Kix.
I'm just making sure everyone's understanding.
We know.
no
And I
one
didn't even
understands
specify
that.
cowardice. You did.
Ooh, if the shoe fits.
But no. Point is, you guys entered Magnimar, got arrested for a little misunderstanding, were let go by Lieutenant Lecoq. You guys had a nice little conversation with him about what was going on at Sandpoint and what was going on in Magnimar in regards to murders.
And we were going to go talk to the, my note. Oh shit, I'm flagging up. The council people in charge, what are they called? The council? No?
The Justices.
The Justice Court, the Justice Court, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were gonna see if we could officially get in on the investigation. We were gonna present our case, and then we were going to make copies of our notes to send to the lieutenant.
And I think that's where we ended our session after checking into the cheering inn.
We didn't check into it in, did we?
We did.
No,
You guys were
we
given
asked him.
directions.
Yeah, we asked him for recommendations in sharing it, and it was one of the ones he recommended. Or there are other inns closer to the Iron Span, which is the giant reach.
Yeah. So at this point, you guys are in the northernmost entrance to Magnimar. Gotta switch gears because we're not Sandpoint anymore. But Magnimar itself is built on a bit of a slope. So half the city is sort of on a cliff. The rest of it is below. said cliff. Very, very cleverly named as the Low Cliff District.
Ha.
Yeah. Which itself is split into several other districts, but not important at the moment. So if we're all staring at the map, you guys are standing in this central courtyard
I see the sand
right about
map.
here. Oh, I never moved you guys. Right.
Showed us the picture, and then that was it.
Yeah, okay. Well, here we have a massive map, and it is rather large.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Magnimar is a big place.
Oh,
Oh, guacamole.
that. Okay, I just have to say that is awesomely constructed.
Who
Yes, it
made this?
is.
Like, I love this design.
It's actually kind of funny. It's so similar to Waterdeep.
I was literally
Yeah.
just thinking that this looks like Waterdeep. Who the fuck made this? What the fuck?
My question is, what needed to have a bridge that big?
It's from ancient civilization.
I know.
Possibly, or tiny little minds could possibly comprehend.
Like if that, like I could see them having a huge bridge just to be like, hey, look, we have a huge bridge.
That's
But
pretty
I'm
big.
assuming that's like how we have a normal like 2-lane highway. So that's a big bitch of a bridge.
Yeah, like
And
you.
it's only got 4 of
Guys,
the
look
main
how
pillars still
fancy my
standing.
McDonald's looks, all
Oh
platted
my
up.
gosh.
I
Oh, hell
What
yeah.
presentation. That is nice.
My second question to go off of John's is, where did that massive bridge go?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's terrifying.
What is to the west?
To the west out that way.
Like,
So currently, yeah, further out into the
yeah, the left.
the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the large map. So Magnimar is actually situated on the bottom of the Varisian Gulf.
Aren't
So
there a
there,
bunch of islands out there?
yeah, there's this. I would probably call it an archipelago
Right?
or a chain of islands that goes from Magnimar northwest up into a place called shoot. Riven Rake. There's actually 2 islands that are like kind of almost stuck together. Riven Rake, and Archivist.
That are current, that have people there now.
Yeah. But further out into the ocean, it's just ocean for a good long while until you hit one of the other continents of Galarian.
It's insane. Where did
Went
this
to
thing
the
go? Maybe there was like some.
Lost island
Maybe
of Atlantis.
yeah. I was about to say maybe there's an island out there that sank.
Yeah, Galarian's a large place. It sure is.
You don't have to say yes or no if it's going to be any spoilers, but do we find out where that bridge leads? If you want to plead the fifth, you can, but
So now that we're all looking at the map, you guys are situated right around here.
oh jeez.
Didn't see it.
Yeah.
Top
Sorry.
right corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ping, ping. Yep. So you
Holy
guys
shit.
are right up there at the
Are you
summit.
sharing screen? Where am I
Who, me?
looking?
It's
Yeah,
top right. I just drew.
Yeah, you do a circle.
I don't see anything.
You see, scroll up to the very top, and you see where it says the Lost Coast
Oh, yeah,
Road.
yeah.
That's where we came in, that gate. So we're in that central plaza right off the gate.
defensive.
Yep.
wise,
And
this-
the
this
justice
is-
thing is that over here, like all the way down the road?
No, it's not. So
Or is it-
incredibly far away.
It's a big building, isn't it? This one.
The
this one.
it would be a large building. Hey, that would be like a local check.
They pull out
Oh
my
my
character
goodness.
sheet.
Can I?
DM, it'd be so much easier if you just told us everything we ask. You
Can,
don't even need to roll, you know?
Yeah, let's put your dice away.
can I take 10?
Take 10. Why not just take 20?
Because I'm not trained in local, so the highest I can possibly get is 10.
I see. That's funny.
I can
Got
run
roll
local
first.
too.
So you
Bam.
have 15, a 23.
Hector, have
Have-
you been here before?
I have been here before. I said that before, which was total BS in real life, but look, clearly.
Well, as you find
Really?
yourselves in this rather posh. Hello. Yes. Sorry, if I don't let her out now, she's going to be a bottle. You can at least say hi first.
Where?
Yeah, hello, hello.
I can hear her. Hello.
I
Oh,
can
she's
hear
so
her calling in the night. Meow.
Okay, baby. Out you go.
she's
Shit.
so pudgy. Keep
You won't
her.
touch me.
Throw her away.
No.
I'll leave the door cracked. She can come back whenever.
She's useless now. She has served her deeds.
I had to fix the name. What's that about?
Oh, it said like my actual name.
Gotcha. So with a 23 and a 15, you guys are standing in this central courtyard. It was getting towards the end of the evening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sun was just starting to set. Gotcha.
We didn't want to have to stay outside overnight and camp overnight with the Sand
You got it.
Devil.
But we were told if we hurry, we should be able to get to the House of Virtues and get an audience with them tonight.
Yeah.
I think you said it was like 5-ish, 6 when we got arrested. Oh no. Or detained, I guess I should say.
Yeah. So yeah, it's about 7 o'clock right now. So Ryra, Agnor, the two of you are able to chat amongst some of the locals here, who eventually are able to point you in the right direction. You're currently at this kind of odd intersection of districts in Magnimar. With the Alabaster District to the north and the Capital District a bit further to the south. So from the main road, you'd have to go completely south until you hit another large intersection, which would be right here. And then go west until you hit this large star-shaped monument
Okay.
that you guys can probably see on your map right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the building in front of it being the what? What was it
All
called?
of Virtues.
Hey, there we go. Okay. That thing.
Sorry, I was chewing.
Someone keeps leaving the doors open. Little bugs keep getting in.
Get to the halls of virtue then.
Yeah. So, walking through the streets of the capital district, these are some nice houses. Most of them are made out of stone. Some of them have metal fixtures. The streets are completely lit for this time of the night. It is getting quite dark as it is the autumn. And the streets are relatively busy for this time of the night. People are either going out or coming home. None of them seem too rowdy or intoxicated. Just a pleasant place to be.
I kind of want to trail back from the party just a little bit and just find a random person that I see and grandmother, is there a place we could possibly buy some anything with arcane in nature? Is it like
That's gonna be the bazaar, and they said to check out the
So you're
bazaar
just asking
sales.
some random granny?
yeah?
Okay.
She
The
beats
bazaar
you with her
sales.
purse.
Yeah, her purse is really heavy and she smacks you with it.
Shit, I can't do a diplomacy to see if I can.
Because you don't look super good.
Oh,
Get back, you dummy thick wench.
No, so looking for arcane? That's what you're asking her? Looking for something arcane or a place
were
that
told we-
sells.
We were
yeah,
told we could find almost anything in the bazaar sales, right?
You can find
Yes.
almost anything there.
but Lori has not put these pieces together, so she's randomly.
Right. Asking. Okay. Well, after repeating yourself several times for the granny, she finally understands what you're trying to say and gives you relatively vague directions to a shop called WM and Co. She
That
says
sounds
you'll
familiar.
recognize it. Say again.
I feel like we've heard that name before.
We have.
Have you?
I thought we have.
I don't think so. That's not the name on the plate.
No.
Mm,
When the DM gives us questioning looks, I don't think so.
probably not. Yeah.
I've never heard that name before, and I played this campaign before.
But she gives you vague directions to a place called WM and Co. She says you'll recognize it because it has this little metal silhouette hanging over the door of a donkey.
Does WM stand for the Walton Market?
Make me a knowledge local check.
I
We'll
am
find
not
out.
trained in that.
Ooh, good guess.
Can I make the check?
Or Walmart for short.
Sure. Mind you, most times when you're making knowledge local checks, it's less coming off of the brow and more taking time to ask people questions. So just finding people, asking them things.
Write that
So-
description of it, because that makes me sound like I'm pathetic at asking for directions.
Before I address Ryra's knowledge local check, was there anything else that Lori wanted to do with this rather nice looking granny?
Please, God,
What-
no.
We're new in town. Probably you could tell. And my partner and I are rather avid readers. Maybe a few bookshops that you have visited in a few or every once in a while. Ooh,
Rara
theater.
pops in and goes, bookshops?
Bookshops.
I'm so sorry to bother you and yeah.
She whips out a map from her massive handbag.
Oh, I need one of those. Where'd you get the handbag too? That's
So she gave
beautiful.
us vague directions, but she couldn't point on a map where the magic shop was.
Not at all.
You have to find it in her purse of holding.
Yeah, hold on. She's gonna pull out her what are those? She's gonna pull out her Rolodex. Here's the card with the address. That's the word I was looking for. No.
She has a bowl of those belly button candies. Werther's.
Yeah, Werther's Originals.
She takes
Nobody
out a
shits on
rocking
Werther's. Those
chair.
things are delicious.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
just saying.
Werther's originals are the
All
best
old
candies
people
ever.
I
have
like the chewy ones.
She takes out a
Yeah.
rocking chair from her bag of holding. She starts knitting as she's telling
She
you where
sets
to
up her
go.
whole granny
Yep.
station.
I'm glad you asked, dearie.
Sit down for a while I spin you a yarn.
My home is actually just around the corner, so if you want to come in for a cup of tea, I got a story to tell you.
My grandson never calls me anymore.
She pulls out her Magnimarian phone book.
She would
But
show
you're
you.
going for something different there. She pulls out her Magnum.
Oh God!
She would show you on
Magnum
her phone,
dong.
but she is the Magnimar version of a jitterbug.
You mean
Oh,
Magnum
yeah.
condom, right?
Or her Magnum dong.
Oh,
Oh.
awkward. She gets
She
it
can't give
for
you specific directions to any one bookshop, but Magnum is a pretty big place, and there's plenty more people that you could probably get information for.
Hey, why'd you pin down this single old granny?
Ryra, why are you insulting this lovely woman right in front of her?
I'm not saying that.
Well, then how are you asking this question?
I was asking out of character.
Oh. Well,
Lori, who are you talking to?
you.
If the halls of justice close while you two are badgering this poor woman, I swear.
Sorry, Moti, and I'm so sorry to waste your time, but I do appreciate the information you could give, and I'll give her a gold and start walking.
Oh, thank you. She gives you a little granny wave.
And my name's Lori. Give us a holler if you ever need anything squished.
Where's she gonna find us?
And
I mean,
he
it's
starts walking away.
bye. Dramatic, just stand there, wave, and then turn around. And then I.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. So I would assume that the rest of you would have started moving pretty quickly.
Kept moving, not
Yeah.
stopped.
Not stopped at all. Okay. So Lori's got some catching up to do while the rest of you make it to the Hall of Virtue. Sorry, Hall of Virtues, plural. And there are still some people entering and exiting. All you need to do is ascend the stairs.
Ascend we shall.
Oh, sorry. I do want to address a naming issue. It is the Halls of Justice, not Virtue.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't gonna correct you.
Yeah.
Hall of Virtue. is
Someone
the
else
strip
said
club.
Virtue, and I was like, yeah, sure.
It's the strip club up the road. The Halls of Virtue.
I mean, if you're going to go talk to a justice, you're probably going to want to go talk to them at the halls of justice.
Not at the strip club he frequents every night. Got it.
I'm just saying, last session you called it halls of virtue, Chief.
Correct me next
I
time. That's all I
wrote
got.
down the halls of justice, so
Yeah. Start an argument or correct me or some shit.
Both.
I'm not crossing the DM. I'm sorry.
I am.
I tried that once. Ripped
Don't
off.
cross you up like we're playing basketball. How about that?
Can't break my ankle. It's already been broken. Double jeopardy.
You've got another ankle.
That bitch never leaves the ground.
We'll make him a matching pair.
I'm gonna strangle that motherfucker. I can hear my brother mocking me from across the hall. Well, who's going up the stairs?
All of
Maybe
us.
Up the stairs.
if he had friends, he wouldn't have time to mock you.
Ooh, that would hurt a lot more than you think. No,
Oh,
Ross.
don't tell him that. We're
Oh,
friends.
don't worry. Oh,
We're friends.
all right. He's being so sweet. I'm talking about you.
He's always sweet.
Ew.
He's like, crazy lady, let me down.
Well, it's because I moved my arm to go hit the push to talk, and I made him uncomfortable. So
And Eric, I made the bad decision of playing Pokemon Arceus. and now I can't stop playing it.
It's a
Oh my
fun
god,
game.
I still haven't played that. How long has it been? Like 5 months
Yeah,
since I
Barely
bought
doing the
it.
missions. I'm just running around.
Kristen has the game, but we found out the hard way that I can't. Like, we bought it on my Switch on her profile, and I can't play it on my profile because they are they stingy for money.
You should buy the hard.
Didn't I tell you that I had the same problem on like Pearl or whatever because I accidentally linked to my sister's account, so I had to make my own and start from scratch.
Buy the physical game
Physical.
and you can play it wherever.
That's true. Okay,
Sorry to
sorry.
interrupt, but go ahead.
So the Halls of Justice is a fairly, it's a pretty Roman affair. Lots of columns, Greco-Roman, uh, lots of columns, massive entryways. And as the party ascends the stairs and enters, it is like dead silent. There's plenty of hallways and rooms, but most of them have closed doors at the moment. So
Reception desk or something.
yeah, go for it.
Oh, well,
And by
look,
quiet, I mean that there's like no talking. There's plenty of like footsteps that you can hear. You can see people moving around.
Maybe we should wait for Lori. She has a way with words.
She'll
Agnar's
catch
gonna
up.
look like a tour guide. He's like, the halls of justice. It's been many a time since I've been here.
Nobody
Been a
else is
many a night
talking.
that I
Maybe we
spent
should
some
be
time here.
quiet.
I'm not yelling.
Silence in the room. This entry room is cut. The heavy panting of Lori as she regroups with the party.
Oh god.
Agnar thought he was getting an applause of his grand entry, but it was just Lori's dummy thick cheeks.
Oh, that's
Catching
the
up.
sound. How could you hear that over the sound of my armor clanking?
Oh, they're
everyone
dummy
can hear
thick.
it.
That's how.
Feel objectified.
You should.
Well, anyway, I believe in watching Motorcar walk up, and I'll scurry up behind him, like, okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Is there a bell to ring?
Oh, there's no like front desk or anything.
I thought you said there was a receptionist.
No, I called it an entryway. Doesn't mean there's automatically a receptionist. It's a large circular chamber
Okay.
with several hallways split off.
I'll look around for a secretary or something.
Okay, kind of hard to tell. A lot of these people are dressed rather professionally, carrying themselves with this almost snooty air that you've come to find is pretty common in big cities like this, Motorcar. But you could easily stop someone and ask them where to go.
Yeah, I'll grab someone and ask them where to talk to the justices.
How do you grab them, or how do you like get their attention?
And wave them down.
Okay, you can see he tries to like veer away from you, but ultimately he's caught in the social net.
I veer closer.
Uh,
Hail, friend.
hello? Yes?
Are you able to tell me which way I can go to seek an audience with the justices?
Yeah, sure. He's gonna look around and just point down one of the hallways. At the end of that hallway, you can find the justices.
Thank you. Sorry to disturb you.
You're welcome. You're gonna like sidestep. You sidestep as well, like in the same direction.
Yeah.
Oh, it's super awkward. You guys have this like weird little back and
A little
back
shuffle.
and forth. Yeah.
I
So
cross
finally, as he finishes gathering his documents and placing them back in his briefcase, he limps off on his merry way.
Limps?
down this way.
Did I hear
Also
you
keep my
correctly?
group down.
Perhaps.
Oh,
What do you think I said?
limps.
Yeah, you got crossed up.
Oh, that's gotta be hurt.
I twisted one of his ankles doing that crossover.
Power of social awkwardness.
I'm going to go down that hallway and knock at the door.
Bodekar is going to try and lead the party to the end of the hallway where there is a rather large set of what look like golden doors amidst this almost entirely uh, marble interior.
Are you sure we're allowed to just walk on in here?
They probably would have stopped us if we weren't allowed to.
Only one way to figure out. Knock,
Oh
knock,
god.
knock, knock.
As you knock, the doors almost immediately get pulled open, and you're met with two of the city guardsmen. Like, the doors have been pulled completely open,
Okay.
and what you're staring into, past the guards, is I guess what looks like a traditional courtroom. Yes, so what business do you have here?
We seek an audience with the justices.
You must not be from around here.
Not at all.
Right. Well,
Any chance
unfortunately,
you can help us figure out what to do?
you can't meet with the justices, but you can meet with one of the justices.
Okay, cool.
They
That'll
tend
work.
not to convene all together.
Oh, I was under the impression they were a council of some sort.
Like a Supreme Court.
What's a
Something like
Supreme
that.
Court?
Not quite.
Judges group.
Right.
Do they act independently of each other?
During normal circumstances, yes.
Hmm.
They oversee much of the city's legal decisions, only coming together when absolutely necessary.
Gotcha.
Magnimar's a large city, after all. They have a lot of things to cover.
Makes sense. Multiple justices probably spread out amongst the city.
I'd say you've come to the right spot, Mr.
Motorcar, pleasure to meet you.
Mr. Motorcar. And the rest of you? Also with Mr. Motorcar?
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Ryra's doing. She looks like one of those people in the court who's got like a bunch of folders and documents and stuff. She's like shuffling through and stuff like that. So she's got everything prepared.
She's like a paralegal.
Yeah.
Well, Lori, and the lovely lady behind me is named, Yes, you said?
What?
You asked for a name and you said yes.
Oh no. Ryra. Sorry. She's frazzled. She's still organizing her papers.
And here I thought her name was Ryra the whole time, just to find out it's no Ryra.
Well,
Shut Motorcar.
And I, of course, is a man that needs no introduction. And he won't tell his name.
His name is Agnol. I call him Aggie.
right. Well, all of you, please come in, take a seat, and we'll have the most available judge out here in just a few minutes for you. Justice.
Lori, I assume you're going to be doing all the talking.
Nonsense.
No, Moti's a bit more of a smooth talker than I am.
Oh, okay. Well, Motorcar, I have the sketches here. I've got my notes here. And she starts going through everything with Motorcar, all the evidence.
Just keep them ready. I'll trust you with that.
Oh, okay.
I guess Ryra and I will use, and Lori will use this time to compare notes to fill any gaps that either of us may
Yeah.
have. Ryra, you're a much better artist than you give yourself credit for.
She blushes. Oh, well, it's just something I do.
Yes, maybe at one point we
Sometimes.
could commission a drawing from you of me in my true form. And he's gonna wink.
You know, Aggie, you say
That's
a
scary.
lot of very interesting things, my friend. And unfortunately, that statement raises more questions than things that it answers.
He's gonna wink at Lori.
Okay.
Ryra's gonna wink at him.
Oh, don't get him going. Ryra, don't get him
Agnar's gonna
going.
wink. Agnar's gonna wink at both Lori and Ryra, but it just looks like he's blinking.
See, look at that. You got him going.
She
Oh.
winks again.
Agnar truly sees the forest for the leaves.
So as the conversation progresses, there is a large set of doors further into the chamber. That open, and you can hear this very distinguished sounding set of footsteps. And the figure that emerges into the justice's chambers is a relatively tall elven man wearing these very distinctive red and purple robes. And as he moves in, he steps up onto a, not exactly sure what else to call it other than like a pulpit.
Dais.
A dais, thank you. Steps onto a dais in the sort of center back of the chamber and takes a seat. Well,
Oh, sorry. Well, I.
Greeting, Your Eminence. He's gonna bow.
we can drop the formalities.
Okay. Well,
It's almost the end of the day. We all like to go home.
We'll try and make this quick.
I know just the man. Moti.
Yeah, we'll make this quick. Justice. Is it fine? We just call you Justice.
Well, I would prefer to follow that with my actual name. Justice Ironbriar. At your service.
Pleasure. Name's Motorcar. These are
Lori.
my compatriots. We all hail from, or we came from Sandpoint. They've had a bit of a trouble there. Seems to be blending into Magnimar. And so we're here on their graces to try to resolve the issue.
He gives you a quizzical
Ryra's-
look.
Ryra's gonna nudge Motorcar and hand him the letter of recommendation from Leafhot.
Yes, here is a letter of recommendation from one of the lieutenants here in Magnimar.
We're here to ask permission to join the investigation into the murders in a more official capacity. Since
It'll
we've
take
had
a minute, as you say this, to rip open the recommendation and begin to read it.
I mean, in case you weren't sure which murders we were talking about, it was the ones dealing with the strange
Sihedron.
symbol.
We experienced some similar murders back in Sandpoint, and some clues and evidence led us here to continue our investigation, and so we'd like to be able to share evidence and news.
Offer our help and experience where we can.
Okay. So now I know for certain that you're talking about murders, not just any old incident.
No, sir. Specifically, but
That would be correct.
I see. Well. Lieutenant Lecoq here seems to have a good amount of you to say. I would assume you've already shared some of your information with the
We
lieutenant.
we
That
have,
is
and
correct.
immediately following this meeting, I plan to copy my notes and send them to Lieutenant Leacott, regardless of the outcome.
I see. And I'm sure he told you that you couldn't exactly become privy to any of Magnimar's information.
Yes,
Not without being added on in a official capacity.
which is why we're here.
Yes. Yes. I see. Hmm.
I would like to point out that we are also deputies of Sandpoint because of how instrumental we were in investigating said incidents.
Well, Sandpoint's a smaller town. Magnimar is quite large.
I am aware. Sandpoint is one of our holdings in the region. Hmm.
I have, if you'd like to look at what kind of evidence we have compiled from Sandpoint, you're welcome to. I have it all organized here.
By all means.
She's gonna shuffle forward and start spreading some stuff out for him.
If anything, this can reduce the amount of paperwork I'll have to do to see if I can get you in on the investigations.
So what there are is, I don't know if you need me to explain to you as a DM. That I just have, the crime scene sketches, notes, letters from the mansion, the manor, everything Lori found, and
Yeah.
just all of our notes from the investigations and drawings Ryra's taken along the way.
Can I do like a sense motive check on him or something to see if he's sketchy or not?
Sure. He takes several minutes just looking over some of the sketches and reading through some of the letters that you've written. A 15. So
I'll
Like
what are
want
you
to
looking
sense
at
his motive.
specifically?
so like he's not telling us no straight off the bat, but it almost seems like he's maybe like toying with us, or maybe he doesn't know like information like
I
as
don't,
much as we do.
I
So
don't think
that's
so.
well, that's why I'm sense moting,
Yeah.
Ryra.
I also get the
Moody.
impression that he's looking to just take our information and then kick us out of
Yeah, just
town.
kick us out. Yeah,
So I also want to sense his motives on this.
Okay, go for it.
because he's just like, yeah, let me see everything you got, and then he's just like, yep, thanks guys,
I think
enjoy
Ryra might be a little too trusting.
Magnimar.
I was arrested today, so I'm less trusting of Magnimar than I am of Sandpoint.
I don't think he's
So,
necessarily like evil, but just I don't think he's maybe being as trustworthy as he could be, or forefront.
gotcha. So during the conversation, as he gladly accepts copies of the information given to him by Ryro.
They're not copies. This is the
Oh, it's
original.
just the actual.
Yeah, so she hasn't had time to make copies yet, so she's talking him through some of it, letting him read it, and then
I
she's
see. I
gonna
see.
take it back after.
Gotcha. Okay,
But she will make copies. She's gonna make that clear that she will make copies to provide.
got it. Um, so a 15 and a 14. The two of you get the idea that he knows a good amount of what's going on with this specific investigation, and that he is genuinely eager to see what you guys have from your own investigations in another place. But you also get the feeling that he is legitimately thinking of adding you. The more he gets into some of these notes and looks at some of the sketches and information.
And Ryra's letters are the letters that Ryra got personally from one of the murderers are in there too. And
Ooh,
she's gonna talk him through that too.
And
And
she's
like,
gonna
yeah.
willingly relive that.
Well, he can definitely tell that there's some trauma there, but
Hmm.
she realizes it's important to know.
I guess after Ryra's finished with her spiel, uh, Lori's just gonna kind of pipe up and now, this is my first time in a big city. Is this? But I do understand, from my small village, we weren't very trusting of outsiders. and I can understand how not being trusting of outsiders in this large city as well, especially with how many people come through. But I do believe, with especially this one gesturing over to Ryra, that you'd be well informed every step of the way if we were to be able to at least maybe take some burden off of your investigator's shoulders, or maybe
Oh
even just
yes.
help.
Sorry. If you were to allow us to join the investigation in an official capacity, I could provide updates via Gwahir, and she gestures to the hawk on her shoulder, keeping you guys updated as frequently as you wish.
If, and it is a weak if, in a good way, I were to allow you onto this investigation, I would personally have you working under Lieutenant Lecoq, as he is a rather trusted member of the Magnimar City Guard, and quite responsible at that. So no need to keep us updated with your pet
Friend.
friend.
Agnar's gonna look at the guy, look back at Gwahir, look at the guy, look back at Gwahir, look at Ryra like, are you
Ryra's not paying
allowing
attention
this?
at all. She's balls
I
deep
would
in.
like to keep things in a more professional sphere, if you would. We do have procedure that has to be followed. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, of course. If we would just need to know what that procedure is.
Don't worry. Just any information you happen to procure during your investigations here at Magnimar, send it to Lieutenant Lecoq, or have a meeting with him personally. And from there, he'll send it to me. In fact, I think I'm expecting him tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, this manor right here, the name sounds a bit familiar, and it seems that he was rather familiar with your group as well.
Misgivings, yes.
I
She kind of
belongs
glances.
to the Foxglove family. Yes?
Yeah.
It does.
Ryra glances at Motorcar.
Yes, that is definitely his home. Or was.
Aha. The reason it strikes me as odd is I do remember having some dealing with his grandfather. They used to be quite the prolific family, a merchant family. But their significance in Magnimar seems to have dwindled over the decades. Are you aware that he has a home here?
Yeah, a townhouse of sorts.
Ah. I see, I see.
And in
Did
fact,
he
if you'll
perhaps give you...
sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, please.
I was just going to point out that if you take a look at the Ryra's notes towards the end, one of the letters that we picked up in the manor that we spoke of, misgivings down in Sandpoint, or in the area, it mentioned his home here in Magnimar, that there was going to be information for him.
A meeting of sorts.
Did he perhaps give you a key
He did not.
to the home?
Well,
He's kind of not with us anymore.
We do have keys that belong to him. We have reason to believe we may have the key to that home.
have we made it? Sorry, a side note for the DM. Have we made it clear that he's dead and kind of like what happened at the manor? Like from the notes, is that clear?
It's like almost obvious, but not quite. Like there are things that are addressed to the party from his lordship, the skin saw man, and then there's also things in there that relate to the actual foxgloves, but nothing really concrete to like get those synapses firing.
Okay. Ryra's gonna kind of give Modokar and Lori like a look, like kind of like a should we tell him kind of thing.
No. I will show him the keys, though.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. That, and he'll point one of his long elven fingers from the dais towards the keys. That is the Foxglove family heraldry right there. Hmm. I don't suppose you would mind handing those over, would you?
I could say we would.
I see. Fair enough.
We're not
After all,
officially on this case, so we can't just share everything freely.
smart. I see. And I'm in no position to push any further. Those are your rights, after all. Well, given this information, and the fact that you so graciously came and shared this with me, I'll put in an express request to see if we can get you on the investigation. Now,
Thank you.
oh, by all means, thank you. It's not every day we get an adventuring group such as yourselves that are so willing.
King. Oh.
Uh, now, if you don't mind divulging a bit of personal information, might I ask where you're currently staying in town? Do you have a place?
We actually came straight from the gates to here, so we haven't found a place yet.
Oh, I see. Were you recommended anything by chance?
Lieutenant
The-
Leacott mentioned the Cheering Inn, among others.
That is a good one. So I've heard. I don't quite visit taverns and inns as much as I
Do
used
you
to.
have any recommendations for us?
Um, one. I do have one. It's a quaint little place. It's an inn off of Three Mast Street, not too far from here, actually. It's called the Scarlet Raven. It is in the summit, so you may be paying a bit of a premium. But I assure you it's worth it.
What is it about the Scarlet Raven that makes it so much better?
Oh, personal preference.
Surely there's something you can describe about it makes it great. Good food, lively company.
Oh, the company's lively, all right. What's that?
I'm a little paranoid with him recommending us a place to stay. Like, I understand he's already like they've already had like sense motive for other things, but is there a reason he's offering this particular place other than just it's a good place? That's what I would like to find out.
How would you like to go about finding out this information?
Sense motive.
Sure. As I dramatically turn my head to see the chat. Well, I'm waiting.
Well, you know, it is a stepping stone process. But you
Yeah.
They're waiting.
Oh,
Well, let's look around.
That's a 16 on the die with plus 7, so that's what?
23.
23.
Yeah.
Math.
I didn't trust my brain to say it out loud. It seemed dumb on accident.
Luckily, my character would
Or
sound dumb
intentionally.
if he was wrong, but it's fine.
Is the thing up?
What the?
Like, is it hard to see? Is my question. Can
Yeah.
you see the number?
You blow up your... On that dice, maybe a little bit, but now that you've moved the light, it's a bit easier to see.
Is it reversed?
No.
My problem is, Kyle, that
Yeah,
it
no.
doesn't matter for me, but I have our windows like 1/6 of the screen.
Uh huh.
So like that little square there
Better.
is like the size of my thumbnail.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Yes.
but I don't technically need to see the dice, so I'm just letting you know.
So with a 23, Lori, as he's recommending you and the party to stay at the Scarlet Raven, you do get the feeling that there's a reason beyond just a pleasant recommendation that he's trying to send you there.
It's got those two-way mirrors. He wants to see that. This guy's sick.
Is this a place that you frequent often?
Personally, no, I don't. But I do have several, we'll call them acquaintances, that do.
And they mayhaps have more information that could lead us in different directions.
Well, likely not, no.
Okay.
Believe it or not everyone in the big cities are well connected. Sometimes friends are just friends.
Oh, I definitely understand that, because, I lived in a small town of no more than 25, and there's some people that we just absolutely despised.
I think you'll fit right in with Magnimar.
I guess the real question is, how long will we get, or how long should we expect until we get an answer on this yay or nay to join the investigation?
Well, I did say I would put in an express form for your request, so we can expect maybe 2 days.
Hmm.
And I understand that might not sound express, but I assure you, in Magnimarian time, it is quite
Oh, there's
fast.
lots to see in the city. I'm under the impression in the meantime.
No, I totally get it. Magnimar's fine having a killer running around for 2 days while they do the bureaucratic paperwork in the background.
You would be quite correct.
Is there any fear of us getting randomly detained again?
If you were detained, and I would assume you were, it likely wasn't random. It was the city guard doing their jobs.
As I've pointed out. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a city before, but it works a lot differently than it does in those small towns out there. It takes a lot of work to get a little done.
Well, I expected, I didn't expect to be detained, but I understand it.
I think 2 days is super fast for a city. I feel like that's quite reasonable.
Do you feel safe walking around a city for 2 days knowing there's a killer at large?
Myself?
Any of us?
Well, I don't see that we have much of a choice.
I have a question to go off of this, and I understand if you don't want to answer openly, but if, hypothetically, there was a party that came into town, just started doing some snooping, and then, discovered some things, would that help in the decision?
Hypothetically, if this group of adventurers were able to find any new information that would assist the Magnimar Guard, I think that would be quite all right. Assuming you don't cause too much trouble, hypothetically. Yeah.
Oh, we've never caused trouble in our lives.
Idle hands are the devil's work, after all.
Well, I
I
do
know,
need time to copy my notes and send them to the lieutenant, but I could do that between
I know we are not officially on
gallivanting.
the case, but could you at least tell us how many murders have happened already?
I'm afraid not.
Hypothetically, can you tell us how many murders? Trying to cue off of Lori's.
I fear this bit has run its course.
Hmm. I'm
So I
just,
think
You'll be privy to this information once you're officially on board.
I'm just asking because there is a difference in hypothetically snooping for a serial killer as opposed to just a person that's made some bad decisions a couple of times.
I don't think that's what this situation is, based on what we found in Sandpoint.
If you're asking for information about this case that you're not already privy to, the answer is unfortunately no. At least for the next 2 days.
Understood.
so.
But
We'll
once you
come
get
back
your
here.
clearance, you'll have all of your details. I promise.
Should we expect to come back here in 2 days' time to hear an answer?
Hmm.
We could just report to the lieutenant if it's easier for you. You understand you've
I
got a whole
believe that
lot
would
under
be
your belt.
easier.
Noted.
I do. You can either report to Lieutenant Lecotte or his ambitious sergeant.
I think we'll stick with Lacotte.
Wise
Particular
decision.
reason why we wouldn't come back here for that? It only
I
seems
feel
to
like
make sense.
the justices are very busy.
Well,
Yeah.
not only is it that we're very busy, but once you have your clearance, once I send it to Lieutenant Lecotte, you can get to work almost immediately. Rather than having to march all the way here, then across the district, back over to Lieutenant Lecotte, and then all the way back through, it just becomes a bit of a nightmare.
It's good exercise for adventuring legs.
I'm sure you'll get plenty.
But guess that's that then. Guess we'll have our answer in 2 days.
Until then, try to keep your hypothetical snooping as non-obvious as possible. Yes? Is that agreeable?
That's
Yeah.
agreeable. If there's
Fantastic.
any snooping, you might enjoy the sights of the city for 2 days.
Yes, yes. The tourist traps.
Do you know of any good playhouses?
Playhouses. Well, I believe there's a handful over in the Alabaster district, but if you're looking for something a bit cheaper, you could head further down to the shore, I mean. The culture down there is quite different than it is up here.
I'd like to get a full taste of Magnimar, not just sit to the riff-raff side or the high life.
It is important to be well-traveled, but you can certainly find your ways around. I'm sure that any of the taverns or inns you decide to visit would have plenty of information.
All right, well, guess that's all I have for you.
Perfect. Well, you'll be hearing from us in 2 days. I wish you the best of
Good.
luck in your excursions in the city.
Well,
Why, thank you, Mr. Ironbriar. Can't
You're
wait to
quite
hear the
welcome.
results.
He'll stand up and take his leave.
follow suit.
Gather our things and get the hell out of this room.
Okay.
Well, I'll wait till we're kind of like on the steps, kind of, and keeping a little hush away from outside ears, but, well, it seems like we've got two options. Wait, or we can send a small group over to at least just take a look around.
The last thing I intend to do is sit around waiting. I'm not gonna rest while there's a killer walking around slaughtering innocents.
Right. Agreed. We could take the rest that we need, but besides that, I do think it's kind of in our best interest to go ahead and at least get something started. Hmm. Well, do we, as I said, do we want to all go? Because I, for one, unless I take off my armor, I'm not very quiet. It's very difficult for me to be quiet.
I feel like we should get some sleep at the very least. I need to copy these notes.
Sleep
And I
and
want to see why this justice recommends this tavern so well.
Can at least
Well,
walk by it. It doesn't sound quite as cheery as the cheering end, though.
am I the only one that got a little nervous when he recommended it?
I got the implication that it might have been a whorehouse. Just the way he was talking about it, but I don't know why a justice would send us there.
I think there might be eyes and ears on that place.
I mean, it's no secret that I had my doubts walking into that room, but
We've been very open with him. Why would he want to spy on us?
When new people in a very large city that barge into his office, give him information on something that's been happening.
One of us is wearing the symbol.
Well, he's got it hidden now, which is good.
I'm saying we were
He probably
apprehended
knew we were
when that report
coming.
was made.
I, and I don't
We
know.
didn't share everything with him, and
Right.
he knew it.
We didn't explain the correlation between Foxglove and the Skin Soul Man, so that was good. But
Yeah,
at this point,
it's pretty
it-
implied.
to turn down his recommendation is to show that we're not trusting of him, and nothing will get us
Well, you're not
denied our
trusting of
access.
him.
Oh, I'm not, but
we don't have to outwardly
he's
be not
put me a
trusting.
good bit at ease talking to him. I still don't trust Magnimar as a whole, but I have no reason not to trust that justice.
I feel like everything that's happened to us to this point is perfectly reasonable given the outside evidence.
Right, but even if it's something
Objectively.
perfectly reasonable, it's also reasonable to be a little, at least a little skeptical.
Well, yes.
But I do agree
Because
with
it's
Moti.
reasonable.
We should not turn down this offer. If
Just because it's reasonable doesn't mean that we won't get arrested.
Well, let's go take a look at the Scarlet Raven.
I
It
would
was
just
in the Summit District off of Three Mast Street.
remind everyone maybe to
Can I figure out where that is?
not say too much about this.
Can I ask
what'd you say
around?
what'd you say the name of the street was?
Three Mast Street?
Ah, okay. Just run up to some random dude that's walking home. Like, where's this 3 Mast Street?
Yeah. It's in the Summit
So
District, if that
random.
helps.
Summit isn't a district, by the way.
That's the
Oh.
entire like upper half of the
Oh,
city.
in the
Yeah.
Summit. Oh, my bad.
The
Yeah.
colloquial term for the upper class.
Clearly, Raya never got around to going to Magnimar in all her travels.
Yeah, so like if you see that large or at the bottom or at the map, that large circle and those like what looks like almost like train tracks that just snake across
No,
all
I
the
know,
way.
I know what the upper part is. Yeah, the Summit. So, all right. Do we want to ask around, or do we just want to wander around?
Oh, I'm
With
asking
enough
this guy.
time, you guys can find directions.
Do I have to make a check?
Nah.
Okay.
No. You guys can find your way towards the inn without too much trouble.
Okay. Perfect.
How does it look?
Is it rowdy?
Where is this? Can you ping it on the map?
Give me a second. I got so much shit on my screen. It's like I need 5 monitors.
Are we gonna get separate rooms?
I have
or-
4 and I still don't have enough.
Is anybody?
Alright.
Are we bunking? Or are we getting
Good
separate
lord.
rooms?
I just have one monitor and you guys are acting like having more than one is such a pain.
Honestly, life gets a lot harder when you have more. I've noticed. Because then you're just like, okay, can I put this tab over here? Yeah, I can. And then you're just like obsessed.
It depends on the prices of the room though.
Well,
Because I'm very fine
Sorry.
with sleeping outside of town.
If
what's our first?
he-
What's our first impression of the inn, the Scarlet Raven?
So first, let me ping it, and then I can run through the marathon of questions you guys are currently asking.
Sorry, we're excited.
I know.
It's been
That's
so
a
long
good
since
thing.
we played.
We have to get through as much as possible.
I don't know. All right. So from the Hall of Justice right here, exclamation point. You guys are heading not too far away. It's actually kind of close to the Ire Span. About
Ryber's
right.
very intrigued.
Yeah. Gotta zoom in. About right here in this string of buildings.
That is close.
It almost has a nice view over the shore of Magnimar. Unfortunately, it's kind of surrounded by other buildings.
Are you allowed to go onto the Irespan? Like, what kind of spot is it? Is it like a touristy spot? Is it like a picnic spot? Are there buildings on there?
There's no buildings on the Ire Span. There's plenty that crowd around, like where it like connects with the land.
Yeah, but like,
It's
what
a
is
super
it?
touristy spot.
Okay, I was about to say.
This right here.
What's the name of the inn?
Oh, the inn is the Scarlet Raven. Let's
Keeps getting text messages.
that'd be me. Quite the popular
Yeah.
You know,
person.
after we find a place to decide where we're staying and get rooms, I'd love to go take a walk on the Irespan if anybody would like to join me.
Yeah, I'll totally join you. Now here's the thing. Going back to how many rooms we get. Now depends on the reason why he sent us to the Crimson Raven. Was it for nefarious purposes or was it for to keep an eye on us? It depends.
You know,
I feel
Defensive
like you
purposes,
guys
sharing
are.
rooms.
I'm not sure he's deserving of this amount of suspicion. I understand being a little cautious, but this is kind of close to paranoia.
well,
How quickly you
Hold
forget
up.
about dead ghouls and everything else that you.
He's a justice of Magnimar. That's a pretty high position.
right,
That
and
doesn't mean he's not one of
I-
those skin changers.
And
I
what
actually
was
do agree with that.
That'd be a
There's no
massive
reason to be this
coincidence.
paranoid.
and what was Foxglove? Was he just a commoner, or was he someone that had some sort of importance?
Minorly. He was known, but he wasn't a huge deal, it doesn't seem like.
I'm not saying we don't trust people. I'm just saying don't be too trusting.
you know,
Unless you wanted another secret admirer and some more notes.
Noti,
That's
And a
not
trail
funny.
of bodies.
I do
That's
think you're
not
right.
funny.
I'm letting all of the plays that we've seen seep in, and I just can't help but expect the worst out of people. You're right. Although I do think it would be better to at least share some rooms. That way we can at least keep the cost down.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't see anything against that.
Well,
Okay.
I'm assuming Lori and Modokar need their own room.
Ryra, you're welcome to join if you want.
Nonsense. You all can join. It's a
I'm
great
gonna
room.
pass.
Hopefully. There's no
The
telling how
laundry
large the
list of
inn
questions
rooms
that I've got to answer. You guys were curious about how the inn was on the outside. The first impressions.
Yes.
So, like a lot of the other buildings in the summit, this is a pretty nice looking inn/tavern. It's a 3-story stone building, all stone. And the tavern itself and the area surrounding it are very quiet. Nothing's incredibly rowdy. You can't hear anything coming from the inside, nor from any of the buildings around it.
That's
And it's not even that late in the evening.
that's strange for a tavern, regardless of the time of night.
Underground gambling.
I am a little unsettled. I know he recommended this place, but I'm not sure it's to our taste.
It's before even stepping inside.
First impressions mean a lot. We can walk inside if you guys want.
I'm definitely walking in.
I'm following Moti.
All right. First
What?
impressions on the inside.
I was just gonna assume the outside's pretty well soundproof.
Why is it you never invite me over to hang out? Why is it everyone else but never me?
What?
Because Moti is very particular about the women he invites in, and I typically only have eyes for one man.
I see.
I said you're all welcome.
I was about to say.
Well, I was answering my reason.
Not for the private parts, but you're all welcome to be in the room with me. We're all friends here. Now about this bustling inn.
There we go. So, first impressions on the inside. As you open the doors and make your way in, this is a kind of hazy, plush-looking tavern. There's the smell of both smoke and incense that mixes in with this smell of food. And the denizens of the inn sitting down enjoying their meals. Also quite quiet. Most of them talking in hushed tones, not really looking around at anybody. But it's pretty well populated.
Oh, did we walk into an inn or did we walk into a library?
Well, there's only one thing to really do. I'll take Moti's hand as we walk up to front counter. Or at least who seems to be the person in charge of drink.
Gotcha. Who else is in the Scarlet Raven, by the way?
I am.
Agnor joins. Rara and Jekmo doing y'all's own thing.
Myra will sit outside and start on the note copying.
I will stay outside with Ryra.
Okay. So, tavern group. You guys are quickly set upon by a rather well-dressed human man who, in a quiet and calm tone, welcomes you to the Scarlet Raven.
Oh,
How can I be of assistance?
quite the nice place you got here. Very
Thank you.
quiet, it seems.
Yes, we do like to keep a polite environment for our guests. Would you happen to be potential guests?
Potential, yes. We were actually recommended this spot from Ironbriar? Iron?
Ah, yes, Justice Ironbriar. He does send quite a few people our way, for which we are very appreciative.
Yeah, I was dying to see why he recommends it so heavily.
Mm-hmm.
I think it befits his personality, to be honest with you.
Does seem to be a great place to enjoy the sights of the town without it being too rowdy.
Aye, and to unwind after a a long, stressful day. Quiet, good food, good drink, not too expensive, not too cheap.
Well, you've
So what's
piqued
your
my
house
interest.
special for food and drink?
I'm not sure if you got a chance to look over the shore, but the Scarlet Raven is perched right over the dockway. So, tonight's special is a very fresh fish stew.
Sounds great. Can't say I've had a fish stew in a while. What type of drinks do you usually serve with that?
Hagfish.
Well, it'll kind of eyeball the three of you. I don't mean to make presumptions, but I don't take it that you are accustomed to wines.
I drink some wines every now and again.
Ryra loves wine.
There
We
aren't
do
many
have-
places that offer good wine.
In fact, I'd like to maybe even sell you a bottle. And he's gonna
What
take
an
out one of the
odd
bottles that he
request.
found
Oh,
from.
dusty, nasty bottle.
Not nasty. It's just hey, you're outside. Quiet, you. And he's gonna kind of dust off the label.
And
I
exactly,
found my note on it. Dang it.
he's demanding to know what that bottle is right now.
Well, it's a wine we acquired in a little bit of a adventure.
My
You
friend
could say.
gave it to us.
Yeah. It was a party of.
I had a note on it, and I don't know what happened to it, so I got nothing on it.
Here.
Oh, maybe I put it on the actual item.
We know it's a vintage bottle. We know that for sure.
Very old.
It's a Cheliax bottle of wine from the Vigardais vineyard.
That's right.
And that's what I will tell him.
That's what he assumes.
As he reads the label.
Yeah. Well. This is quite vintage. I don't think we have any of these in our cellar.
Well, I'd be willing to sell you a couple.
I would say that normally it's abnormal to do business with a customer like this, but for such a unique wine, I think we're willing to make an exception. How much would you be willing to part with? How many of these do you have?
I have an assortment.
An Agnor count.
I have 8, but I don't know if I want to sell them all to this guy.
How much are you willing to part with them for? That's the big question.
I know they are quite valuable, but maybe 150 gold pieces apiece.
Aren't they valid?
I believe they were at least 200 a bottle.
I don't have any of my notes.
That's what I'm looking through right.
I'll say I'll sell 4 for 150 apiece.
Or for 150.
If it's more than that, whatever. If it's less, whatever. I'll try at that price.
150 a bottle, not for all 4.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to taste it, to understand the quality? I did see you practically blowing the dust off.
Well, that's how you know that it's vintage.
Right.
Sure. But if you do purchase one, it will be one of the open bottles, of course.
It's a sommelier I would like to taste it.
He's gonna wipe it off with his cloak and pop the cork. Smell it a little bit,
You're provided with a glass.
and I will very fancifully, since I'm used to dealing with liquids in glass containers, pour just a nip, if you will, and I will offer it up to him. For your pleasure, sir.
He'll sniff it, swirl it around in the glass, do the whole kit and caboodle. It is a good vintage wine. I'll give you that. But I'm not sure I would price them at $150 per bottle. Maybe $120.
How about 125? As you said, you have none of them, and you could have 4, but you really haggle over 5 gold pieces each.
20. Total.
Well, from
I
one...
think you make a good enough point. And it is appreciated that you would sell us these vintage bottles. 125 each of these.
And the best part is, some of this will be coming back to you, because I believe we would like some rooms here. But I shall separate from these 4, treat them well, and I hope they treat your customers better, sir.
I know they will. Oh shit.
What happened?
That was the bartender.
Oh,
He completely switched demeanors on you.
okay. I've removed 4 from my possessions and gained 500 gold.
Easiest money you've ever made.
Well, didn't I find them because I rolled a nat 20 on like an investigation or something like that?
Yeah.
In like the stinky room.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't do investigations around here.
Perception. Yeah, you found him hidden behind a
Yes.
brick.
Yeah, I found my note, and they were actually going on with that. Valued at 100.
Ah,
No, it's because I had the thing pulled up right there.
Like he pulled
Well,
out.
hey, look, give me credit for at least taking notes.
Good job,
Oh,
Kyle.
I
You
appreciate
did it.
Yes, I proud my brain big.
You are the bestest boy.
My brain big.
I wrote down 120 now, but I might still try to haggle later for other places.
Ah,
125 still relatively decent.
that's a good amount of money. Okay. Well, if you're interested in purchasing a room, we try to keep our prices competitive with some of the more local inns and taverns. Being located so close to the shore, it's almost a necessity. So our standard room rates are 10 gold per night.
And that's for a single bedroom.
Each of our rooms actually comes with 2 beds.
Okay, so now look at the rest of the party. In theory, we could just get 2 rooms. Fine.
I'll pull out 2 platinum pieces and say that's going to cover us for 2 nights.
Motka, you are a scholar and a gentleman.
Oh, no, I believe that shit.
One room has 2 beds.
2 platinum, 20 gold, 4 beds.
Or 2 beds for 2 nights.
Right. Who else? Making assumptions about.
Yeah, Agnar was assuming that Motka was paying for him. That's what that is.
Right.
Not Lori.
2 beds for 2 nights.
All right. He'll hand you a key to your new room.
I'll pay for the other set. 20 gold.
Set of rooms.
Yeah. Or
So 2 more rooms.
we need how many beds total? Lori and Modi are gonna share one.
5. Oh, I thought 4 if somebody wants to share a room with Bodhi and Lori.
We're
I don't
already
care if
sharing.
you share a room with them.
Yeah, we're basically already sharing rooms. So it's basically Modi and Lori get one bed. Then there's one bed open in that same room, and then there's another. Or if Agnor buys a room, there's another room open with 2 beds. So we could do.
Everyone,
We only
I
need-
will
we
be
only
in
need
whatever
2
room Lori and Modikar are in.
What?
She doesn't know what you guys are gonna do in the night.
Okay, well you're also not here, so Aggie, force her in here.
Yeah, Jackno and Ryra can decide which room they. I'll get a room for 2 nights. So that's 20 gold, right?
20 gold for you.
Okay. Subtracting that.
This is quite the decision.
Well, it's just. I'm assuming this is kind of out of.
No, I'm just
Anyway.
saying, oh, this is taking quite a while.
Yeah, I know. So 2 rooms, 2 nights, 4 beds. We're good
All
to go.
paid for. Whoever sleeps where just sleeps wherever. Now, what's
All
the
paid
running
for.
rate for a meal? Want to try this fish soup?
Organize my big ass pile of dice. Well, food and drink. Initially, 1 gold per plate.
Is that a plate and a tankard?
Yeah, food and drink.
Well, that's not too bad a deal. I'll go ahead
No?
and try it now. And I'll flip a gold coin that way.
Are
Like
you
I said,
gonna
keeping
notify
the prices
Ryra and
competitive.
Jackno?
We're not done with that transaction.
Negative, I'm sitting down getting ready to eat. I assume eventually you'll get tired of sitting outside and you'll come inside.
Oh crap!
Damn, Modikar.
I never finished leveling up.
Don't worry, I don't think Michael did either.
What do you mean I did level up? Unless you're going to tell me we're not level 6.
We're level 7.
We're level 7.
Stupid.
Oh, what the hell? When did we level up?
Stupid.
What was it last session?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, end of last session.
Whatever, who cares? I'll level up.
You fucking dumbass. I knew you didn't because I looked at your character sheet earlier. Like, this motherfucker's still at level 6.
I didn't expect us to level up again so quick.
Suffer.
Well,
It wasn't that quick.
I'll pay for my meal, and then walk outside and get Ryra and Jekno. Actually, scratch that. I'll also pay for all 4 of us.
Gotcha.
So for meals.
Yeah. And walking outside. Hey, Ryra, you're a
Yeah,
wine drinker, yeah?
sure am.
Well, apparently this place has got great wine. Come on, I got you a plate. You too, Jackie. Cool.
Thank you, Lori. I was a little sketched out by how quiet this place is, but maybe it'll be nice for studying.
Apparently they like keeping a polite atmosphere for their clientele here, so... Hey,
That's interesting.
just if... I guess,
Don't find that every day.
yeah, it's really gonna be a change for me and Moti. Because normally we get a little rowdy when we get a few drinks in us.
how good is the fish soup?
It is delicious. It's fresh. It's fishy.
Fishalicious.
It's soup. One could describe it as fishalicious.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the flavor?
It's like an 8.5.
Yeah, you're talking to a chef. I need the exact flavor profile here. Is there Is there any like herb flavors? Is
Yeah.
Is he using garlic and onion? Is he just slapping some salt in there?
how is
Of
it
course, he's
prepared?
using
Is
garlic
it
and onion and salt.
like
It's there's some turmeric and a hint of nutmeg.
are they braising or broiling the fish before they put it into the soup, or are they letting it all
You guys
mix?
are gonna be taking psychic damage for annoying the DM.
Is the fish bone in or bone out?
Oh, it's mono.
Oh, I prefer bone in.
There we go.
You guys paid a gold for
Lori!
this. It's the best.
It's the best around.
I might end up needing a second bowl if it's this good.
Lori definitely needs a second bowl, so I will pay for that. And hey, I conveniently have 69 gold pieces left.
Nice.
Nice. It's like you did that on purpose or something.
I'm hungry, Moti. You know I eat
You
well.
guys should be making Agnor pay for this stuff.
Why?
Ryra doesn't even know that he made money.
He needs to invest that money in the entire group, not just my food. Because if he did that, he'd be broke tomorrow.
You got that corn-fed ass.
You know, Agnor, you really keep talking about our ass a lot. You trying to compete?
No. It's just, listen. I give credit where credit is due. And
Didn't you
if,
say all were welcome?
If Lori's
I did.
drinking enough tonight, I think you'll be able to give credit where it's due. All right.
And Ryra, to answer your question, yes, all are welcome, except when it gets private, and then only women are welcome, because I am a one-man pony.
How's that gonna work if you're sharing a room?
Cover your ears.
Anyways, Jack, no, you're able to bunk up in the room with me if you'd like.
All right.
I'm not staying with them.
Nice.
Too late.
I'll get my own room. She gets up and starts walking over to the.
Ryra, I try not to shout, to be respectful. Do you not think that we could be patient enough to not disturb you as you are staying with us, or do anything untoward to your respectable senses?
So you're gonna wait until I'm asleep.
I mean,
No, it's fine. Go ahead. Get your own room. Do you feel safe in your own room by yourself?
What's that supposed to mean?
You're the one saying this place could be a setup. So
There
get your
is
own
a
room.
murderer.
You guys were the ones saying it could be a setup.
I said the place is fine.
I'm so confused.
yeah, Ryra, you're on the right track. I'm the one that's suspicious. Moti is trusting-ish, kinda.
I trust the justice. I don't trust the town.
No offense, but I'd rather bunk with either Agner or Jekna rather than the both of you at the same time.
Fine, there's a spare bed. We won't be using it.
I'm getting
If you're that bothered, I'll sleep on the floor. You can sleep on the bed.
You don't need to sleep on the floor, Jekno. How much
I've
were
slept
the
on
rooms?
worse. Just sleep on the bed. I will sleep on the floor.
In
How
that
much
case,
were the rooms?
I guess we get to put the beds together. You got a double bed.
Works for me.
Don't get your own worm. Sleep on the bed. I will sleep.
You're not sleeping on the floor,
Eric's face.
Jekno. Ryra's gonna go get her own room. She will pay the 10 gold.
The question is, who's riding on the horse?
I know, right?
Ryra,
We have taken down gods,
I'm taking
but
10
we can't
gold.
decide
I'm
who's
taking
sleeping
10
in
gold
what
out.
room.
I'll take out 20 gold for another room for 2 days.
For 2 days.
Plot twist, there is no other room.
And I'm gonna get a second bowl of this delicious meal.
How would he feel if I paid him in copper? I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Nice money.
Starts counting. 1, 2.
How's the wine? Is it good too? Is it on par with this delicious fish soup?
Is it perfectly paired?
Does it complement it?
It's a nice
Wine
white
and
wine.
fish
Almost, but it's
stew.
not perfectly paired.
I can't see how wine and fish stew goes well together.
You would be surprised how many wines
Yeah, it's
go
a-
with fish.
Yeah.
These are artisans crafting meals for us. These aren't just chefs.
Let's hear Kaylee out. She did have McDonald's plated up all nice at the beginning of the session.
Well, it was prepared by a French chef. So.
I didn't say, I was somebody you should trust judgment of. I'm eating a plate of cookies right now
Ice, yeah.
after a bowl of ice cream. So
Well, once Ryra comes back from purchasing her own room, Jazzy, Big Kitty.
well, she
Trying to reach for the microphone. I saw
she,
that.
look, she looks perturbed.
She always has that face.
She's got RBF. It's chronic.
Does anybody have an opinion on what we mentioned before? Are we gonna go scoping out the place?
We're gonna see the sights.
I'd like to take a walk across the Iron Bridge.
Right. Well,
The Iron Span, sorry.
Hello, sir. How is it going? Well, I suppose, if Ryra's going, we should have someone with her.
Yeah, I said I'd go.
Okay. Now, Jackie, you're probably the quietest of us. I feel like either Agnor or myself should go with Ryra. You go with
I get it.
Moti
You just
too.
want to go check out the bridge. We can go see it.
No, Moti.
Everybody's welcome. Like we can make it a group trip.
I'm trying to do this as effectively as possible, because he did kind of give us the wink, nudge, nudge that we could go scope out this place. I just don't want to draw too much attention, and unfortunately, I draw a lot of attention with clang, clang, clang.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go check out the bridge.
I feel like, yeah. We don't know what we're gonna
Just
find there, so if
sightseers in town.
we do go check out the manor, we should do it as a group.
I don't know why we're talking about this here, but we should definitely go check out the bridge tonight. It's got to be a
Yes.
great view.
Especially under the stars, yeah.
Yes. Let me put my stuff in my room, perhaps.
Or you can just keep it on you just in case.
You guys are so paranoid. If it makes you feel better, fine. I will keep my stuff with me.
I agree. You shouldn't need your stuff to walk around and check out a bridge. I'm not going to need all my stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna drop off some things too.
I think he's just sensitive about me leaving my notes.
Oh, those are in your book, right? Wouldn't be leaving that anyway.
Well, they're in my satchel with my art supplies, so I guess I could carry them. And it's pretty sensitive information to just leave laying about, so I wouldn't have done that anyway.
Yeah, bring your art satchel. You might get inspired when you look at the bridge.
Oh, I plan on it.
Absolutely nothing. Just chilling and playing some Dungeons
I
and
mean,
Dragons.
those delightful meals. I
I
definitely wanna
assume
go
we're
for
having
a
this
walk at the bridge.
conversation as we go about
Been fun so far.
setting on our way.
It's because John
Haven't died yet.
His level up. That's why I'm being quiet.
Let's go.
Looking out the end then.
So it is a very, very short walk to the base of the Iron Span. Oh, I see you guys have resorted to naming things again.
Thought you were doing that.
Just easier to. Oh, nice, thanks.
No problem. What do
That's
we
a
have?
lot. It's a lot cooler text than what I put.
So there we have the Alabaster and Capital districts on the map now as well. Okay.
I just gotta say, to the bottom right of the Irespan Bridge, is that like a little beach hangout spot? Is that a little beach umbrella?
Hang it for me. Oh, that right there.
It's too
Bizarre.
colorful to be building tops. It's gotta be like a beach or
Bizarre.
something.
Bunch of tents.
Or
Or
It's Umbrella Corporation. Be careful.
oh,
Chat has requested
no.
Jazzy come back on the camera. Eric, you can leave,
oh, oh.
but Jazzy
There,
needs to come.
there's another one over to the right too.
Right here.
Yep,
Yeah, that one.
Umbrella Corporation.
Unfortunately,
It's spreading.
there's.
No, it looks like it's like a craft, like a bazaar. Like those are like.
Unfortunately, Jazzy's in perfect loaf position right now at my feet, so can't disturb that.
Fight you.
Or bite.
Yes, Jazzy will fight and bite me. Yeah. Also, you don't know what this is right now, other than you can see it as a player on the map.
Right, I don't. So I'm gonna assume it's a beach party.
All right.
Demands have been made. Aaron is absolute must-see Jazz.
Maybe. So, real quick, there's a lot of talking going on there about who's dropping off stuff and who's going to the Irespan. As I understand it, the entire party is making the trip.
Yes, dropping
Yes.
off a few things and then going.
Eric, I'm reading a message from Kyle's chat. It says you're stinky.
Of course it is. Kyle, you denied me critical need-to-know information.
I don't see that chat or that message.
Now Kyle's covering for chat. Disgusting.
I'll happily make a 5th edition deception check, or I can make a Pathfinder diplomacy check.
You can't make checks against other players. That doesn't work.
Yeah, dummy.
Sure it does.
I'll shut up while I describe this fucking bridge.
Sorry. Yes, master.
Higher span.
It's big.
It's big.
It's made from
Thanks.
giants and stuff.
Thanks, Ollie.
All right. Welcome back, by the way.
Nothing actually.
Sorry, my parents called and they were telling me all about COVID and masks in the house, and I
You're fine. You're
couldn't
fine.
get in a word in. I
They
told them I'd
didn't,
call them tomorrow.
You didn't miss much other than Kyle lying about chat.
What? I would never lie.
He's just making up rules.
I was about to describe the Irespan as the party gets closer to it. So the width of the Irespan itself is impressive. It's several, what I would consider, blocks wide. To the point where, since it's now evening, the sun is set, it's difficult to see the opposite side. So if you guys are standing about right here, it's difficult to see all the way to the other side over here without straining too much. There are plenty of other people out here. A lot of them moving further out onto the bridge in the direction that it used to go towards. The stonework itself is ancient, from what it looks like. And are you guys also moving like further down the bridge?
Mm-hmm. Can Ryra? Is there any check I can make for Ryra to like study it, like kind of like think back into anything she's read about Magnimar?
Down as far as I can.
No. But you can make a perception check to see what you see.
On that. Ooh.
Motorcar, get in on that.
I'll also perceive the bridge.
Agnor, is there any way if you took
20.
like a sample of like the rock or the sediment, if there's any like tests you could perform to see how old exactly this bridge is?
You know, we do have a geologist here.
Oh shit, Lori.
Sorry, Jazzy's just yelling super loud.
Seems to
Sorry, I
be.
forget sometimes.
I do. I have worked in a mine before. Typically just pulled cut gems out of it, but I'm pretty good at telling what kind of stones.
I'd be so interested to know just how old this bridge is.
Let's see. Should have.
And I will note that
Stone
It-
coming.
are we skirting along like the edge here maybe?
Yeah. Okay.
Is there like a really good view of like the whole of Magnimar from there?
Oh, yeah.
Ryra is going to plop herself down and start sketching. You guys are welcome to go on without me. I wanna capture this with all the lights. You know, it's night. It's a beautiful view.
I don't think
That's
it's
where we
stone
get that
cutting
picture
because
that you
stone
showed
cutting
us
is.
before, Eric. That's a Ryra painting.
With the 21, 20, and 20 on the perception checks, while you're making your way up the bridge on the southern side, you guys catch a couple of stones in both the wall and on the floor of the bridge. These catch your eye because they have symbols carved into them.
Are they
Little,
readable?
Not particularly, but it's this spiky runage that you're pretty familiar with by now. It reminds you of Thistletop.
Oh shit.
Does it strike me as being Thessalonian in nature?
Yes.
Can I make some sketches of that too? Ryra's just literally just walking around, stopping and sketching without even notifying the group. She'll just be like, "Oh," and then she'll just.
She's full on tourist mode.
She literally is.
You can try to read some of them, but all the ones that you've seen have been so incredibly weathered that it's just like shards and these incredibly weathered bits and pieces. Giving you the idea that the iris span itself is incredibly old.
So it comes out more as letters than it does actual words.
Yeah.
Shit. Stone cutting. That would have been.
I told you.
I had it written down wrong on my sheet. I was.
You dummy.
Dingus?
I'm fixing it now.
You're so dumb. Just kidding.
And stupid.
And you're gay.
You're as dumb as a butt.
Well, that's just rude.
That's a bit harsh, John.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's where I have to draw the line as the DM.
My bad. My bad. I apologize.
Something, something, heart of the cards, yada, yada, yada. Okay. How's your sketch coming, Ryra?
Well, let's see.
Have you rolled anything on your sketches before?
Yeah, I have a couple times actually.
Ah, let's see that again. I want to see what your crafting art.
I rolled
17.
I rolled a
Okay.
17.
You get this really good look of the divide between the summit and the shore, and you're able to capture that really well. But the detail gets kind of obscured the further south you go. overall, really nice sketch. Something to add to the collection.
So would that +4 making it at 24 make it any different for the stonework?
Or you gotta tell me what you're trying to look for in the stones. What you want?
Age is the best way.
Age. Okay, you want the age. So with the 24, you can infer by the touch, the wear, positioning of the stone that what is left of this bridge is at least 1,000 or 2,000 years old.
Well, damn.
Ryra's making
Least.
notes in the margins of her sketches. Like, she's sketching all sorts of views and just, touristy things from the Irish span. Things that catch her interest. She's that
Yeah.
person. And you guys may not have glimpsed her sketchbook before, but it is thick. As in, she's done this a lot from all the places she's gone.
Quite the sketch artist.
Some of them are in color, some of them are in pencil, that kind of thing. She does all sorts of things.
Well, Ryra, I do believe I have an answer to your question.
Yes?
Structure seems like it's over 1,000, maybe even 2,000 years old.
Interesting. Can Ryra make any sort of maybe a history check to see what she recalls about if she knows anything about this area from a couple thousand years ago? From
You can
reading
try.
old dusty,
It'll be
from
really
reading
hard, though.
old dusty books.
Yeah, it'll be really hard, but you can try.
I rolled shitty.
Not enough.
I have a +10. I rolled a 7.
I could take a look at him.
I'm gonna be real with you right now. Some of these checks, like further on, are gonna end up being like DC 40s,
Oh
stuff
shit!
like that. Which is offset by the amount of power that you guys will gain as you continue to level up.
Yeah, the most I can do is a 35, and that's with a nat 20.
Which is really good. Right now, you guys aren't at that level, like where those DCs or anything super crazy. But just being real with y'all, Pathfinder numbers get real big.
Make that 37 if I have a heightened awareness potion.
Ooh.
So,
I had 39 with an assist.
and 39 with this. So we are almost there, boys.
Almost. As long as the gods are looking down on you.
Mm.
Well,
Yes.
have we seen what we needed to see from here? It's a beautiful sight.
It is. The wind catches all of your hair and blows in the wind. It's kind of cold. You can hear the sound of the ocean.
I picture Gwai here hovering because the wind is blowing, so he's doing that bird thing where he's not moving. He's just hovering with the wind buffeting his wings. He's so majestic looking.
Yeah, seagulls do that. Hawks don't.
Yeah, well, this is the god. Okay.
So about how high up above the ocean are we?
Of the ocean? Well, if we do some deductive reasoning and take a look at the art of Magnimar, enough to kill you.
Oh, wow,
Easily.
great. My favorite height, death.
I don't know if I showed you guys this or not. I'm pretty sure I did.
That's Ryra's sketch.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks like death. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's-
death-like.
That's how tall it is.
Yikes.
Hey, and you can see a little, not your beach party, but that other series of tents out in the distance.
It's gorgeous. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's such a
Real,
good picture.
Meta gorgeous.
I love how there's a fucking lighthouse at the end, and this bridge is even taller than that.
Well, yeah, that bridge is probably 1,000, 2,000 feet up.
It's massive.
Yeah, that's Which begs the question, did they have ships that were that high masted that needed a bridge that high?
Or what
Because
kind
why
of
don't-
structure? Like, was
No,
this a
people are just that
ceremonial
tall.
structure?
How deep is that water that they felt they needed a bridge that high
How deep
for a
is your
ship?
love? Maybe that's just a small path bridge for a giant species.
The Lord jumps off. Anyway.
Well, as you guys look at the bridge and beyond the bridge, you can see those pillars jutting out of the water. How they just seem to continue until you don't see them anymore. But no bridge. Seems that's crumbled away a long time ago.
Okay, this is a strange question.
Yes.
Is there any? All right, so hypothetically, you can tell the difference between damage, like something being like a cannonball hitting that bridge. You can tell the
Mm-hmm.
difference between that and just basic weathering. Is there any damage to the
Kind of.
bridge?
You can kind of tell that on, I would say, newer stuff. But even damage gets weathered over time, right?
It does. But I mean, still over time, you would see like a massive like divot. It just would be smoothed away.
Yeah. Given the scope of the bridge and how small you are, just taking a look at it, John's on dad alert. I would say it's pretty difficult to tell.
Well, I'm glad you brought us out here, Rara. What's next? Do we sleep? Do we go away from the manor?
How late is it?
This point is probably around about 9 o'clock at night. Late for Sandpoint, not as late for Magnimar. And by that I mean city life.
I mean, when new in town, I can easily pass it off as sightseeing, especially with it being our first day here. The only issue I can foresee is we don't know exactly where it is, do we? Just know it's up here
No.
somewhere in the summit.
And we might have better luck asking around during the daytime.
Find out where it is during the day and go back at night tomorrow.
Maybe.
Or it being later into the night, people are getting liquored up, and that's probably the best time to actually get some answers out of people.
We could probably get answers about the murders now.
Well,
Just to see what people are saying.
You can find a
I
busy
probably-
tavern, hear what's the talk of the town, do that.
I should definitely hide the medallion just in case.
Right.
I know it's backwards, but definitely hide it just so there's no accidents.
Can I cast like a minor illusion or something to hide it better?
What do you mean by minor illusion?
Like,
Is that one of your spells?
yeah, I have minor image. The spell creates a visual illusion of an object, creature, or force as visualized by you. Can I like create the illusion that he's not wearing an amulet at all? With that,
Or image?
minor image is what it's called.
A second level spell?
Yes.
Hmm.
Or is that not how that works?
I can imagine something like prestidigitation could do it.
Could prestige? I was.
They can do simple, mundane magics.
Okay.
You guys have a hat of disguise that I think John has access to. They could complete the altar. Check nose clothing.
Require attunement though.
Magical
just take
items
it
don't
off.
require attunement.
This is not
Pathfinder.
D&D
Just
5e.
take
That
it off.
stuff's
We're
dumb.
worried about it being seen.
You could just tuck it into your shirt. It's only going to be obvious if someone rips your shirt off or pats you down.
All right, Jackie, show me them guns.
You said you were a one-man woman. Sorry,
It was a
I'm
joke.
not going down that road. Oh, you're finally getting jokes now. I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
Alright, so are we asking around to find our way towards Foxglove Manor then?
I thought we were going to a bar to ask questions about the murders.
I was recommending we sit in a busier tavern and hear what's the talk of the town.
Yeah,
I'd imagine murders would be towards the top of the list.
we could always also check out that
In
the,
big cities, murders aren't as uncommon as you think.
right, but
Yeah, but
also
how
wood
often people
spreading.
get carved like that?
And that's a noticeable feature.
Well,
could-
if you guys are gonna go listen at a tavern, perhaps I could get a head start on copying these notes. But I suppose I could do that with you guys at the tavern. I've learned to tune people out. I just don't know if we want these notes out in the open.
Oh, you're
You
right.
might be able to. You might be able to get a private or booth or.
Well, that defeats
Area.
the point of listening in at a busy tavern.
Or, you know, you could stay listening and writing while
Like in a corner.
we go talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way we're
Yeah,
not too
if
far
we
away
can
from
find
each
if
other.
we can find a private corner, I'll copy notes.
You know, Rara, I know you're scared, but we don't have to do everything hip to.
That's what I was saying. Is I could go back to the Scarlet Raven and just go to my room and take, copy my notes. But I figured
Yeah,
you
that's
guys are
fine.
being super paranoid and suspicious and wouldn't want me going off on my own.
I
No,
I
you're an
still don't
adult.
think
Do
we
what you
should
want.
do anything on our own, because if this is where the bad guys, quote unquote, are, I don't think we should do anything alone.
You know, Jackie, counter thought. It might be to our benefit to separate. Because it
I
may
feel
draw
like
them
there's
out.
a lot of ground to cover.
We don't know what that ground to cover is yet, though. That's the problem.
The city. Whole city. We gotta get through this whole city to at least find Big Manor.
Alright,
Didn't
if
you
it
guys
makes
mention-
Drekno feel better, I'll come with you guys to whatever tavern you choose, and I'll find a quiet, well, more private corner if I can. And if there's none, I'll just head back to the Scarlet Raven.
Didn't you guys mention that you knew someone from this town?
We did. We really don't know where she stays.
We met her briefly. She wasn't with us for very long.
We knew her brother-in-law, but
She might be able to provide some insight, possibly.
We can ask around for her place tomorrow.
You know, if we're really looking around to scope around, wasn't there a door or something we wanted to scope out too while we were here?
I'm sure that's long closed.
It'd be a good idea to see where it's at.
yeah. Agreed.
We have to make a decision. You guys want to go to a tavern and listen to people, or do we want to go to the shop?
I mean, we could technically do it all.
Probably
depending
do
on the
both.
path. Yeah, it's WM.
Not that one. One for the cages.
It's just a big city, and we don't know where anything is, and it's middle of the night. All right, where are we going first? Tavern or store?
We'll see if we can get an idea where that birdcage store is at.
All right,
Pug's contraption.
asking directions to the, what was it called?
No, Pug's Contraptions was the one we
Pug's
found.
Contraptions.
Yeah.
Why can't we just investigate this tomorrow? Why do we have to do this all tonight?
So we can actually shop tomorrow. And we can go over the information. Because we also only have 2 days before we get our actual official clearance.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time. Why don't we just go sit at a bar and listen tonight, and then we can like go invest. We can go explore the city tomorrow.
I'm just saying, if we think that something fishy happens at that store, then it would happen at night.
All right, I'll follow wherever you guys want to go. Just pick a place to go, and let's go to it.
Fine. We'll pick to go to the birdcage store.
And how hard would this place be to find?
Can't be too hard. We can go ask
I'm asking the DM.
somebody.
Is that another local check?
Yeah.
It's so late. Ryra's no idea what's going on.
What should I roll?
She doesn't know how to talk to the nightlife of the city.
15 on the die, but I'm not trained, so.
Oh, I can join in on that, Jack. Never mind.
We're
Wow!
Let's go for 3.
Someone
close.
roll again.
Hey, I'm
What?
untrained in it, so.
So what did Lori
It-
roll? A
it-
15
it's
on
really
the die. What's
late.
your
We're
plus?
not finding anybody. That's all.
What's Lori's plus?
I don't have one. I'm not even trained in it, so it's even if I roll a 20, it's still a 10.
Doesn't
Wow.
matter.
Okay.
You still get a 10, not nat 1, so it still beats everything.
So we're not going anywhere tonight.
Can I use my diplomacy to explain to people why we need to get there right now? Just walk up to some old random dude and be like, hey, I need to get there now, please.
I don't think
Thank you.
reading your case to people is going to automatically give them the location of where you're trying to get to.
Oh,
I just think it's
dang.
hilarious that Kyle just thinks old people just sit around all night. Just
But while
questions.
you're asking
You
around
don't, John?
for the location of this shop, you can also take some time to ask some of the people walking around the streets, coming out of certain taverns and buildings as you're kind of walking around the summit, what they know about the current murder situation.
Hey, we're new in town. Have you heard about any murders?
Yeah,
Have you
that's how you
killed
want to
anyone
ask
lately?
about it.
Absolutely not.
But trying to gather any information about Pug's contraptions, you get some vague directions that it's somewhere in the district of Naus, which is in the summit. It's right next to the capital district. This section right here. Naus. Naos. And as far as any information regarding the killings, most of the information you can gather is stuff that you're already pretty familiar with. Most of the victims have been merchants, politicians, the occasional crooked guard, and the fact that their bodies have been pretty beat up.
I have a question.
That seems to be the common knowledge.
Just out of anyone that we're asking, does anyone know any of the significance of certain people? Like, did any of the people that were killed have like an additional title or anything like that, or were they just, like you said, a corrupt guard? Or...
Items. Like, how?
Were they of heightened nobility to where the common folk would, like the justices or something like that? Most of the common folk
People
know
of
the jobs.
significance.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. None of the merchants or politicians that people are talking about, none of them are super high profile. Nothing's like a justice or anything like that. Most of them are pretty low or local, rather than overall the city.
How late is it at this point?
Took about an hour of questionable until 10 o'clock.
Guys want to head to a tavern then?
Oh, well, they're creeping in. They're creeping in,
Cheering in.
hearing it.
Creepy
Very
makes it
different
sound bad.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
different words.
I wrote it really haphazardly, so
Ah, yeah, cheering.
Pyra,
Yes?
bad with me. Do you remember Dalton's last night?
Riordan? Yeah, I was gonna do that tomorrow. I don't know, asking questions at night like this, but if we're going to Cheering Inn, I imagine it's a pretty popular place. We could probably ask around there. I'd love to pay the Riordan residents a visit tomorrow if we could.
Add that to the news. But for now, people watch. Cheering in. What does an int cheering look?
Think
Its arms
of
are up.
I was gonna say think of an Ent from Lord of the Rings going woo.
See, whenever I think of an int, I think of the World of Warcraft ants. Like the dancing tree that druids get.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Let's see. Had to
Um,
look that one up.
is there like a more not private, but just like a more secluded corner or table where I can find at
Yeah.
the Cheering Inn?
Yeah. This inn has a completely different atmosphere to the Scarlet Raven. This one is much more boisterous, jovial. No one's afraid to be loud or messy. Conversations are just going everywhere. People are practically yelling over each other, even at this time of night.
Myra will set up shop to start copying her notes.
Drinks are flowing. People are doing their own thing.
How much is a drink? What do they sell, wine or just ale?
Yeah, they've got their assortment of ales and beers and meads.
Well, if they don't
This
have any
place,
if they don't have any
they're a bit
wine, she'll
cheaper.
settle for an ale.
Okay. So drinks at the int are going to be about 5 silver a piece.
Okay.
Is there someone sitting at the bar?
Plenty.
Funny.
Hmm.
Oti, do you want to just see what one of these guys can find out, or do you want to just listen?
Load a car.
Let's just sit at the bar and listen.
Okay. What are you listening for?
Keywords, things that are interesting.
I'm more interested in like general things, like talk of the town. You know, any, I guess, hubbub that's going on.
Listening for gossip.
Where's the Cheering Inn located on the map, just for reference?
Yeah. So the Cheering Inn's located a bit further in the capital district. Like directly north of the Scarlet Raven. You can mark this building right here.
Small square one. Two big ones right on the road.
Yeah. A clear rectangle.
Angle smack.
I'm assuming
Say that.
John is about to draw it, as he always does.
And you said it was 5
Party
silver
artist.
for the drinks?
Yeah.
What was it,
Jack
John?
no tries
Sorry.
to get a tea.
A tea. Okay.
Tea.
Gotcha. You are given a tea, but its taste is mid. You've had much better.
Can't expect good tea everywhere.
No tea, I got this round of drinks.
Ooh, check note. Do you make any open complaints about the tea?
No.
Okay.
Hmm. Bucky.
Huh?
Well, we're new in town.
Huh?
We're pretty, this is a lovely place you got here, by the way. Is it yours?
Yeah, get to the point.
Okay, alright, well, we're new in town. We like,
Yeah?
sticking our noses in things where it shouldn't belong. Anything recent happening here? That you would mind, divulging to an interested party?
How much still we talking?
Could be persuaded, and I'll slide him an additional 2 silver. Or 2 gold, sorry.
I think you mean to say I could be persuaded. And he'll take the 2 gold from you. And I'm not.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Did we hear anything interesting? My internet went out.
Oh
Not
no.
yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take the 2 gold from you. Say I'm not. I guess you're talking about the murders, though, huh?
I?
Yeah, so is everybody else. Let's see. All I got is that a bunch of politicians, dirtbag merchants, got themselves offed. In pretty nasty ways, too. They had something carved into them. Friend of a friend. I didn't hear about it personally.
Friend of a friend, you say?
Yeah.
Hmm. Does this have you at least a bit worried?
Yeah.
There's a cat.
Oh shit. Kaylee's gone mobile. Because
Where?
internet died.
There's a cat in the inn?
Yeah.
Guahir hates the cat that's in the inn.
I figured
They are fighting.
if I've got mobile, I might as well provide something to look at.
Nah, you don't have to, Kaylee. They're looking at me.
Uh-huh. Are you trying to say you're cuter than Bartholomew?
Yes.
It's a tough comparison. What was your question? Again?
Has this
How does it
gotten-
worry you?
Yes.
Not to me. People die around here all the time.
Hmm. Well, is there anything else you've heard besides the string of murders? Like, is there, I guess, a lesser importance? Like,
That's about the talk of the town right now. Anything else? Basically worthless. It doesn't worry me, but it worries plenty of other people. But as long as you don't run in the wrong circles, you should be fine.
Huh. Well, it feels like this day has been nothing but running in circles.
Yes.
You're not a politician, are you?
No, sir. More just a curious bunch.
Huh. All right. Well, you said just sticking your nose in places it shouldn't be.
Hypothetically.
Wow.
Hypothetically, yes.
Right. Hypothetically, don't go get your nose cut off. You know what I mean?
I'll try not to. I do enjoy the smells of things.
That's a good metaphor.
What's
Anyway,
wait? I'm not too. What's that word that you use? Sorry, I'm not too good with common. I just recently learned the language.
right. Figure of speech for you. Might want to ask your, he sizes up Motorcar, your Shoanti friend there.
OT, could you help me out here? No, I'm not putting the pieces together.
He means to say to quit asking him questions about it.
Well,
Wasn't a threat, by the way. Just some good advice.
Trying to say people that keep asking questions around town usually don't last. So it's better to not be so obvious about it.
Leave it to the guard if you can.
I appreciate the advice. Another round for my friends and I, please.
Yeah, you got it.
Mark off another 2 gold. Just have silver. I'll take the 4 mugs of the second round over to or 5. Shit, I can't count. So yeah, I'll
Okay.
take the 5. Maybe. Okay.
Does Ryra hear anything over in her corner?
Nah, nothing in your corner. You've been zeroed in on copying your notes. And there she goes. I was in the middle of talking to.
Hates you, man.
Sorry.
My phone like disconnected when my internet reconnected on my laptop. Sorry.
Remember the time when Ryra asked a question and then immediately disconnected right when he was answering it?
Yeah.
I too remember that time.
Pretty comical.
It wasn't my fault.
Almost as funny as this one show I saw about a guy, kind of a scientist, turns himself into a pickle.
Ah!
In her corner, she's just been.
Fucking did it.
I believe his name is Richard.
Ricardo of Sanchez.
But to answer your question, Ryra, no, you've been zeroed in your work and your corner's been relatively uneventful.
Cool. That's the best news I've ever heard.
All right, something for you's been uneventful for once.
Is it just like one bar staff, or is there like waiters walking around?
There's plenty of servers walking around getting people their drinks and foods.
Are they uniformed?
In like
Like
the
think of it
barest sense of the word.
like does it look like you can identify who a uniformed waitress is, type of thing?
You can identify the people moving really fast through the crowd. We'll say that.
Going back in.
Yeah. They're real easy to pick out. Why? What you got?
Well, I was going to think about doing some disguise selfing and becoming a waiter and maybe seek some information that way instead of looking like a tourist, looking like a wait staff and maybe asking around.
Oh, if any waitstaff comes near Ryra's table, could she ask about the Riordans? Riordans?
You can? Yeah. Depends on what you want to know about them, though.
Just where you might find them, or if she knows somebody who knows where she might be able to find them. She's she knows a couple
That'd
of
be
them out of her
knowledge local.
family. Oh right, let's hope for not another net one.
Which
And while the
courthouse
rest of the group
do
is,
they frequent?
yeah. And while the rest of the group is doing tavern things like eating and conversing, Agnor, you can step away real quick. Kind of disguise yourself.
I'll do that, and it'll be kind of like a Mission Impossible type, or like Born Identity, where like he disguises himself, walks by, grabs a tray, and like all like one swift motion.
Gotcha.
Ooh,
Walk with a
fancy.
purpose.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so 23. Knowledge local. On this server. And you want to know what exactly? What's your question to them?
If she knows how I can find the Riordans, if she knows of them. She knows, I'm gonna mention that I know, Dalton and Eloise Reardon, they live around here. They said that they are pretty well known in the area, so I was hoping maybe she's heard of them. Might be able to point me in the right direction.
I'm going to be honest with you. Those last two names I have never heard of in my entire life.
Okay, that's fine. I wasn't sure just how well known they
But the
were.
family name, the Reardon,
Yeah.
they're kind of familiar. I don't think I've ever met them, though.
Well, do you know what like part of town? No, they're typically known to be around and do business and live in.
What was their business? Do you know?
I think they're merchants.
And if they're merchants, you might want to check the dockway.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tip her like 5 silver.
thank you. She'll speed off with her platter. Ignore. What are you up to?
He's gonna walk
You've been
over to a
walking
table
around.
and kind of clear off some of the used glasses and be like, I to the people sitting down and be like, thank you for your patronage, especially with some of the dangerous times that are happening around. Have you heard any news on any type of dangerous activity?
The group that you've approached gives you a bit of an odd look. Make me a diplomacy check. They're kind of tipsy.
It's not too shabby.
Not too bad at all. Well, not sure if you've heard yet, but I heard that just the other day they found the body of some priest, all cut up, down in the Keystone district.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, don't know what that's about. Seemed a
Troubling
bit
times.
abnormal, I guess. I don't know.
Curious. Well,
I had
try
to
to be
take
try to be
a
safe.
bet on it, and I'm not saying I am. I'd say he was the priest of Avatar, but that's just me. What about you?
Well, I know that the town guard has asked around a bit, but I haven't heard any news as of late. Unfortunately, I've been pretty busy here, tourist season and all. Well, I guess seems like every season is a tourist season. I just wanted to say I appreciate you coming out because I know some people are scared.
What?
Could I refill
What?
your drink, sir?
Yeah.
I will take the order. I'll be like, I will make sure to get these back to you immediately.
Make it fast.
I'll give a
I'm gonna
curt
die over
nod,
here.
curt nod, and then leave.
Starts.
I would watch that.
Your old party left and never looked back. Your disguise never wore off. Welcome to your new life.
The hat has a permanent spell on it.
That's his
You'll never
curse.
take it off.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go get some drinks and drop them off, and then maybe head to another table.
The whole time I will quietly sit and listen in on conversations nearby.
Gotcha.
Um,
Most the information that you up at the bar can pay attention to is just more recycling of the same rumors and speculation that you've been hearing.
I'd move away from the bar and sit at just an open table and possibly stations. There's any.
All those tables are filled, but even if you walk around, you're hearing the same stuff.
Well, a few minutes walking, I'll make my way back to my.
It seems like everyone seems to know the same thing, but not much else.
See? Getting very far with this.
Sure
Agner's
doesn't
gonna
seem
walk,
like it.
walk into the back of the kitchen and be like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just leaving this here, drop it off, and walk back out, dip and
Question:
undisguise."
Did we see?
Here,
We didn't
no
see
one's
Agnor
in-
change.
No, he
You guys
stepped
have
away.
no idea who I was.
So all we know is he fucking
Barmaid
disappeared.
I talked to.
I'm gonna start looking around the room, like. He? Right. Oh god. Maybe
Agnes,
he wandered off.
Agnes is gonna show back up after that whole thing. Turn the chair backwards, sit on it like I completely relate to all you guys. Like, listen, we got some news. He's gonna relay what he was told.
You sound like Iggy, but you don't look like.
Okay, yeah, and then I tip my hat and I'm like, oh, sorry, it's kind of like a Mrs. Doubtfire scene, where I show up with like lipstick on. Like, what just happened? And I undisguise, I guess.
Guess that hat came in handy.
I did. Did you guys find anything else different?
Not really. Although this is the talk of the town.
I wonder if it means something that a priest was murdered.
I think it does.
Isn't Abadar a not so kind god?
That'd be a knowledge religion check.
And
I believe Dar is a nice god.
I am not trained in it, and that's why I posed the question. John
Ooh,
knows, but
look at that.
18
Agnar
plus
doesn't.
7.
Wow.
Cool. So we have a natural 2025 and a regular 25. Oh, you guys are in sync.
Aww.
On the same
That's
page.
so nice.
Good thing
All
you guys
right.
blast off each
Too
other's
bad one of you
bodies.
guys is gonna get killed next.
Oh no.
So
Oh, you.
Abadar is Abadar is lawful neutral, like as a deity, and typically covers uh, merchants, architects, large cities, and just like the spread of civilization itself.
Hmm. Interesting.
That's very interesting. Because wasn't the whole point of killing specific people based on greed and lust and stuff like that? So why did they kill this priest?
Well, in my dealings, priests aren't necessarily devoid of corruption.
That's true, but I wonder what this priest was killed for. So I think maybe this priest is our next stop. Yeah.
Oh, while we're on the
And find
topic
out
of
either way.
churches, with those knowledge religion checks and just how Magnimar looks, it's pretty obvious where the the Church of Abadar happens to be. Uh, I just had it. Yeah, here we go.
I'll stop with it, man.
Why'd you point at the Pentagon?
Who pointed at Pentagon?
I did.
Of course, the government man points at the Pentagon.
I didn't point no Pentagon.
You're not the government man. You're like half gov.
It's only this building right here.
Halfgov.gman.
Totally that open courtyard. No, it's an incredibly large tower. It rises above the summit and the district that it's in. Yeah. If we go back to the image of Magnimar, you can see that it's the tallest
You
building
said
in
it's called the
Magnimar.
Church of Abadar?
Well, that's not what it's called.
All faiths.
That's definitely not it. This building here is known like throughout Magnimar with a religion check. I'll give you guys the name of this tower. The tower itself is called the Arvensor, which is spelled this way. It's the tallest building in Magnimar, as we can see in that image. And it also houses the Cathedral of Abadar inside. However, Agnor, you recall the priest being killed happened closer towards the Keystone District, which you would have been clued in is in the shore of Magnimar. So in the lower section.
And I would have relayed that.
Just keeps getting weirder. Oh. I'm kind of curious. I believe it was one of you that mentioned it before, but what ties these people to God, cat, merchants, fishing? Oh, priest.
Well, I would probably
Abadar.
surmise what ties everything together. Greed, money, and power. That's where I would assume.
Fair assumption. Large city like this is probably full of greed.
Then what turns this interested party that discovered Red Fox? You should. What pissed them off?
When one takes power from one other, usually has to have some sort of rebuttal.
Maybe the greed is part of the ritual for whatever they need.
Are you guys talking about this at the tavern table, away from Ryra? Or
Oh, we're right there with you.
okay,
We regrouped.
you guys must have said that times that I was not there.
Because they're using greed to pick their victims. So that is a key component.
Well, remember the murders back at the sawmill? That seemed more. That didn't seem greed. Well, I guess he was skimming off the top, so it could be greed.
Well,
And then the girl was killed just because she was there, probably.
She was there.
What
She
if-
was a victim of circumstance.
She's not the
what
one
if
who
it
had the
was a
Sanhedrin.
murder of lust? Greed
I
and
think
lust and
I think I
envy?
put that. Yeah, I think I put that forward before. That could be like the, multiple kinds of sins, but it seems like it's hard to pinpoint that since there was a greed aspect that could have been targeted from the boy at the sawmill.
I know some religions have a few set things that could be considered punishable by death.
Is there any religion or kind of god that I can think of that might punish greed like that?
Punish greed?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to think of much, but it's worth a shot in the dark, I guess.
make me a religion check if you want. Got a 28. Okay.
The DC was a
So-
29?
It was a
Oh,
20
yeah.
It was a 28.1, so unfortunately,
Just
Damn,
missed
so
it.
close yet so far.
seriously.
Let's see. Well, given the current circumstances, you're looking at gods that could punish greed. And by that scope, you can think about gods that would maybe oppose Abadar and followers of Abadar.
Mm-hmm.
In this specific instance, you can think of gods like Gazra, um, who opposes Abadar, but not for reasons of greed, more for reasons of nature versus the expansion of like cities.
Okay.
But the only real like true enemies that you can think of in this context are Ravagug and Lamashtu.
Well, that tracks.
And even then, those two are more true enemies, as Abadar is him and his followers are typically lawful individuals and typically despise despise the actions of followers of Ravagug and Lamashtu. But nothing tracks as far as like money or greed.
Okay, so that's a dead end. Ryra's thinking out loud as she kind of like conveys this information.
What do any of
But
these
the
have anything to
Lamashan
do with
thing.
that symbol, though?
How later is it? Like, how long have we been at the tavern?
About another hour. It's about 11 o'clock,
Okay.
11:50.
Well, shall we make our way back? But
We should probably.
It was bustling.
We
I
should
feel like we could probably
go
head
to
back.
Head back, go to the rooms, get some sleep, start fresh in the morning.
Yeah, we've got a lot of leads and threads to follow. Sleep on it.
I think, because haven't we run into Lamashtu before? That might
Yeah.
be an interesting angle.
Shit, what's her face? Oh god.
the chick down in
Well, Nualia was a follower of
Nualia,
Lamashtu,
Lamashtu.
and so was Ameko's brother. He had the weird, sexy drawings.
I don't think he was a follower of Lamashtu, more of just a follower of Nualia.
Well, I
Yeah.
know we did pick up
Suto.
some kind of book of Lamashtu, like that I still have actually.
Yeah, but you found that in the floating room.
Yeah, I did.
We'll say before we go to sleep, since we really don't know what could happen, we should check Foxglove Manor on our way back. Probably not far.
Is it on our way?
On our way or not, we've got 2 days of sitting around with seemingly doing nothing. It'd be smarter to check that now before the Justice puts a big group together to check it before us.
Definitely.
Okay. Can we? Is that another knowledge local to figure out where that is?
Since you guys have not a clue where it would be normally, yes. And as it's getting much, much later, there's less people for you to ask.
25.
25.
I don't see how this could wait until tomorrow. But onwards into the night.
So you're able to snatch a couple of people returning home from a night out on the town, and you ask him if you can get pointed to the direction of Foxglove Manor. And you can kind of smell these people. They're kind of a little drinky. But they're able to point you into the direction of the Naus district. Yeah, that section. Kind of where this, that line that cuts through this road right here. Pretty much, you guys can see that line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Pretty much everything south and east of that line is the Naus district. So it's like a backwards L.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like the northern part of the Naus district. It's like where all the nice fancy villas are.
And do we know which building it is, or did we just get like a general direction?
Oh, they are not in any shape or form tell you what exact building it was going to be. But you have a region, and they narrow that down for you.
I don't know if we should be creeping around that kind of area in the middle of the night when we don't know what we're looking for.
I think we do have an idea of what we're looking for. And I'll show her the key. Like the justice said, that holds the family crest of Foxglove. Safe to assume his house is going to have that on there.
Alright, I guess we just go wandering. It's gonna be a little time consuming.
He said that the family did have power, so it's not going to be some hidden house. It's going to be pretty flamboyant and out in the open, just like he was.
Let's go.
Okay. We'll have to cover that next week.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, goodness. Your exploratory tactics leave much to be desired, party. How will you ever navigate your way around this massive city?
We won't.
It
With
will
the
take a year to
graciousness of
do
this
it.
dog.
Blog.
It was called
Was-
the Naush?
Naus district.
Naus.
Naos. What'd you say, John?
It will take a year for us to do it.
Yeah.
Just not asking the right questions, that's all.
Can you uncover is there like a Naus district thing? Like the purple capital district in Airspan?
Weirdly enough, there's not, and that really bugs me.
So I should make my own.
Yeah. Then we'll just enlarge it.
I have a question.
I might have an answer.
Okay, so I'll explain my thinking.
Okay.
Lori's from a small village that has not a lot of outside influences, but we do worship Torrig.
Okay.
Would it be... My basic question is, would Lori know the connection between Abadar and Torrig? Like, how they respect each other? Or would that, because it's such a small town, we really only worship that god, also be kind of understandable how she doesn't really know?
I think it's too out of the way.
I mean, Motokar's from an even smaller village, but he knows all about Gazray.
Okay. I just wanted to ask because that would also put a little bit more of a go or a little bit more go juice in Lori's mind because, you know, Torrig respects Abadar, so I'm kind of like, you know, this is a priest that was just killed. I want to look into that.
Your groups would be like, well, the stories you've heard would let you know that your groups would be like friendly with each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like followers to followers.
Yeah, we have fair respect for each other, although our ideals don't line up completely.
Right.
It's the lawful thing and the honor aspect.
Kind of some cool history, but a lot of the gods work together. To contain that god I talked about, the Ravagug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nasty god.
Yeah, he's currently trapped in the center of Galarian, waiting to get out.
Where
So
he
the
shall
stories
stay
go.
indefinitely.
Should let him out.
Is this an appropriate location for a Naus district? So further south.
I mean, this entire like section is Naus. I'll place it down here. Hopefully, I can make it bigger.
If not, I can retype it in a bigger font.
No, you can just click with your arrow clicked. You can click the thing and then just enlarge it with the.
Ravagug is literally just a fucking snarling mouth with spider legs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's fucking gross.
He's grody.
Yeah.
Do you like the font I picked?
It's very nice. A lot of red on this map.
Well, it's easy to see. I wanted to pick a color that's easy to see on the map.
Yeah.
And that just, the red seems to be doing well. Green didn't seem to work, purple wasn't working, blue wasn't working.
Red's fine.
Red is good.
Red wine.
Good song. Okay. What an interesting session that was.
I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about.
Hate you.
What did I do?
Oh, not you.
Oh, okay.
Me?
No.
I don't know about y'all. I thought that was fun.
Saying highly divisive things like that and not saying it towards one specific person makes everyone think it's them.
Yes, John, we know you wish to be an agent of chaos. I remember your previous...
Oh yeah, I didn't ask it
bits.
here. So if you have what did I say? If you have a meeting at 10 and you say you have to reschedule it in 2 hours. Wait, what was it? No, I don't remember.
If you're
Oh,
moving,
you'll have to...
if you're
No,
moving,
you'll have to come up with it later and type it in the chat. Oh, no.
if you have a meeting scheduled and someone says move it forward, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's what it was. Do you think it's 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock?
I already know my answer.
10. If you're moving it forward, that means you're making it happen earlier. That's how I would interpret it. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's how I would interpret
Yeah, it's one or the other. It's either 10 or 2, because if you think that time is something that you're moving through affects the way that you view it, as opposed to you moving through time. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It makes you go.
There's 2.
How much of the notes did Ryra get through making copies of? Not much.
33%.
Okay.
Yeah. The drawings are taking up a lot of the time.
Yeah, I was about to say the drawings will be a lot harder to copy. Is there any? I wonder if there's any kind of spell I can use that can speed that up. Let me see what I have.
I have to look.
There's a spell out there that animates a quill that'll write for you.
I don't think I have it.
Probably don't.
Might be able to find something that teaches you.
Mhm.
That's the cool thing about having
Technically
homunculi. They can do that for you.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah. Mm,
Although
okay.
Lori would definitely be helping you. Once we get back to
Yeah.
Twilight Ravens, I might speak.
Your poor grasp of common.
I was gonna say
I
I'm not
think-
sure. I'm not sure Ryra would want Lori's help. She probably Ryra's like one of those really particular people who'd have a really specific way of wanting to organize it and stuff.
Well, you'd have to deal with it because part of the notes you have are from mine. Part of some of the
Well,
sketches.
she'd probably need your help deciphering your own writing.
Yeah, because most of my writing is in Dwarvish.
Oh yeah, she's gonna need your help.
Yeah.
I
Do
could
I speak Dwarvish? Let me check.
I could speak common, but I can't write common.
I don't speak Dwarvish. It's one of the languages I don't speak.
I speak a lot. Not Dwarvish, though.
Yeah, I speak a lot of languages, but Dwarvish is not one of them, which is weird.
I think the only other one that speaks Dwarvish in this party is Modokar.
Haha, you got me
The
pegged
language of
wrong.
love.
Got me pegged. That's all you had to say.
I only got 2 words or 2 languages.
I know Ryber asked Modokar to help her with Thessalonian, but they got distracted. It's been a lot
With the
going on.
Sassalonian. It's alright, I have 4 kids. I can say these things. You guys better not, or else you're gonna pop out some kids. So
I can't pop out kids.
What a warning.
Alright.
Alright, friendos.
God dang it!
Why?
I want to play more. I have more questions than I have answers now, and I'm extremely effing curious.
I know. Doesn't that suck?
Fuck.
Don't worry, it'll be 3 more weeks before our next session.
Well, maybe if someone stopped moving every weekend. Jeez.
What? I moved the one weekend and Eric canceled anyway. I said that I could probably be there, and then he canceled anyway. And then last weekend I had a wedding, and Eric canceled anyway. So every time I'm not there, he just so happens to find an excuse
He's
to cancel
canceling
anyway.
because he wants everyone there, and he doesn't want you to feel bad that you're doing other things. Duh.
No,
I
the real
could've-
reason is
I could've
because he
made it.
thinks I can't, or he thinks that we can't handle ourselves without Ryra.
Well, the last time Ryra wasn't there, technically, someone
Is
did
that
die.
it? You're trying to protect the party from another party death? Because if Ryra's
No.
not there, somebody
Okay.
dies.
Again, last time I canceled the session was because I got home at 5 in the morning, and I slept until 5 in the afternoon.
We still could have had the session anyways, but you didn't want to
Wrong.
do it.
Yeah, I didn't want to do you guys
Actually,
a disservice.
I got back from I got back to the hotel from the wedding at like I want to say 9:45, 10 o'clock. So I definitely could have just hopped in on my phone.
That
No,
wedding.
that's what I was
ended
going to do.
Mad early.
Well, the
My
reception
wedding
was
wa-
over by 10:30, but we left early just because I don't know.
We had to pay the DJ extra because we extended it. We were partying, man.
Well, you were
Joe,
probably
Saturday
also
would
really
not have
party.
been good for you guys. And there's a possibility you guys would have died last Saturday if I had done a session.
What?
He had just been angry.
Yeah,
He wouldn't have pulled
Oh.
punches.
Oh, okay.
I'd been up for like 26 hours. I don't do
You
that
said-
normally.
I thought you said you slept.
Yeah, from 5 to 5.
Yeah, that's the 12 hours of sleep. You would have been
That's too much fucking sleep. I woke up exhausted. I was ready to kill you fuckers.
Pathetic.
You would have.
Shut up, night owl.
He would have had an NPC pick a bar fight and stab one of us.
Welcome to Magnimar,
Right.
bitch. Oh, what's that? An auto crit?
Remember
Yeah.
the guy who was talking to Lori and was like, "You shouldn't be asking those questions." I'm gonna like lose
Yeah,
my
Instead of an-
nose or whatever.
I have it
Instead
written
of a
in my
priest
notes that
getting
that
stabbed,
bartender
it
was
was
mean.
Modi.
It's all fun and games until someone pulls a fucking gun.
Do it. I don't believe in guns. They don't exist.
Right.
I'm like an orc from 40k. I will it to not exist.
You'll believe it.
That's when the trench gun from 1915 Russia comes into the fucking Pathfinder universe. It blows a hole right through you. That exists, by the way, in Pathfinder.
Yeah,
I
there
think
are
I've told you
guns.
that before. No, not guns. A trench gun from World War One.
Oh, shit.
How?
There's a campaign where you guys dimension hop into Earth to fight Rasputin.
Mhm.
Oh my god! I actually, my dad did that campaign.
It's super weird. Rasputin's a fucking
So-
asshole.
And
I feel like
strong.
it's like Curse of Strahd,
Very strong.
not a vampire.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the one movie that just came out like in December. I forget what it's called. Kingsman.
Kingsman.
Oh yeah.
Kingsman. That was good. That was hilarious.
Rah, rah, Rasputin.
Russia's greatest love machine.
That
Yeah,
was
Rasputin
creepy and
was
ugly
not a
as
good-
shit.
He's
He
not a
got
good.
stabbed like 20 times and still kept walking.
They got his
Yeah.
penis preserved,
Not a good
allegedly.
person.
They pickled it.
Ew.
Yeah. Rasputin's pickled wiener. Pretty big.
He's not well liked. For good reasons.
No, he's a greasy haired, manipulative, creepy fucker.
The women loved him.
He got a weird, like, cult thing going on.
He's Rasputin. What do you expect?
Yeah, I mean,
He was
I
Russia's
get it.
greatest love machine.
He preached the Bible like a preacher.
Did he though?
Yeah, it's in the song.
Yeah.
Songs can't lie.
Okay.
What was the line about a cat? I'm trying to remember it. There's a line about a cat.
I don't remember that line.
All right, friends.
It was
I'm
fun.
gonna head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream because I've still been going. I forgot.
Oh,
That's
whoops. They heard us talk about Rasputin's pickled weenie.
Oh, that's fine.
Sorry.
banned.
Next week, we definitely won't talk about Rasputin's pickled weenie.
His
Yes.
There was a cat that really was gone. That's the line.
There it is.
Yup.
Like,
You want me to link like the entire full lyrics to that
they
song?
turned his dick into a pickle, Michael.
Pickle Rick.
Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Good night.
Sure
friends.
is.
My sister. So if
Good
you ever
night.
the